Nobody gonna do nothing. Cause I'm telling you, I'm like this everywhere. Subtract. All these niggas here, but you don't have to prove that no more. Fuck, I wanna hear what I'm saying. I'm like this without them. You don't have to prove that. I hear what I'm saying, bro. You said family shit on you, right? Shit. Yeah, bro, you could starve, you could cry, you could do all of that, and the family gonna look at you like, I ain't my brother, niggas struggle every day. No, but what happened? But listen. A nigga with bread, a nigga that can walk away, a nigga with bread.
Like so. Yeah. Man, just walk with us. Conscious. Talk with us. See, we be painting pictures and we be writing scriptures. Right. You know, yeah. We was in the heights, OG tried to sell me Cartiers. With my crown, we some kings like a card in solitaire. Sticking to the script, that's what got us here. If you in the way, we stepping down like a barber chair. We was all downstairs, Molly vibes till the smoke was clear. Nephew came in, told him, boy, yo, go upstairs. This is for the kids, yeah, cover ears. Had to put in order all of my fears. Now when I step out, I be well prepared.
Yo, pop out anywhere, yeah, we was never scared, yeah, we was everywhere, yeah.
Fuck your hell, man. Yo, bro, I live in a multi-million-dollar home. I drive $1 million cars. Niggas know how I move around in the hood with. Yo, bro, I swear to God, I'm like this everywhere. I'm like this without them. I'm really like this without them. I can really sit at home all day the way I did for 2 years and enjoy my family, enjoy my money, enjoy that. But you know what I like about it? But I use, you know what I use? I use my platform to put other niggas on. Since I got home, since I got home, bro. Since I got on, I've been showing who I really am. I put Treyway on, and they shitty. I'm putting my niggas on there. You know what I'm saying? Niggas from my hood.
6'9".
This the Hood Trucker Show. We're listening to the podcast. Getting after it early. It might be late on the East Coast, but we getting after it early, you know. Okay, we got a little less than an hour because we didn't viewed half, over more than half of it. I think it's 2.5 hours. We at 1:30 right now, and Takashi talking. If you haven't had a chance to look at the video that we're talking about, or not the it's a video podcast, so technically it's a video. So if you haven't had a chance to go check it out, please go check it out. It's amazing because look. Here, let me stop this. Because I've always said something fishy about Hassan Campbell. I haven't really followed him a lot because when he talks, I haven't it's just something about him. Like I couldn't, what I'm saying? Like I've listened to a couple of his shows, and I just couldn't get into it. It's just something about that dude. But what I saw on this podcast confirmed my suspicions, because again, I clowned him. If some of the regulars will know that I clowned Hassan Campbell and said that he reminds me of Brian Pumper. Now that's by no way, shape, or form a compliment. He reminds me of Brian Pumper, like with the jewelry, and he got a lot of silver on and all of that. Like I don't like people buy silver just to look flashy, but and it's cheap. So and then he came to the podcast with glasses. I don't know if he's prescription or whatever. Some people want to think it's still cool to wear glasses or whatever. Just to let you know, it's not. Hiding your face and all of that shit is not cool. Like like I said, I continue to say that YouTube breeds cowards. They allow cowards to come on here and say whatever the hell they want to say, and there's no repercussions because they allow them to do it. So it is what it is. But and they allow YouTubers to even conduct YouTube channels totally anonymous. Now I'm not listen, if you want to get big, there might be a few big ones that don't really show their face, but more often than not, big YouTubers don't hide their face. If you hide your face, I mean, that tends to mean that you have something to hide. And face doesn't have your address on it. It doesn't have your booking number or identification or anything. It's not. It's there's nothing wrong with showing your face. Like, why you wouldn't show your face means you live a life of shame. If you don't show your subscribers, you live a life of shame. If you hide anything on this channel, you live a life of shame. And YouTube breeds that kind of shit. So look, if if you're like, okay, I'm a truck driver, right? I can recognize another truck driver. And let me make a distinction here. Just because you drive a truck doesn't mean you're a truck driver. If you drive a truck and you just started last week, you're not a truck driver. You're a person that operates a truck. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm a truck driver. The person I work for knows I'm a truck driver. And when we went up to Salinas, California to grab a load, I hate Salinas because it's a shit show, for lack of a better term. It's so much shit coming out of there that it's chaos, total chaos, right? And so there's gonna be problems. And I was up there, haven't been up there in a while because the guy I work for, he knows that I don't like going up to Salinas, so he rarely sends me out there. So he sent me out there probably because it was just no other choice. Okay. Now, this particular time, it wasn't that bad, but I was expecting a lot of bad stuff to happen. Like, just because You know, it usually takes forever to get out of there and all that. So this time wasn't that bad. But me in anticipation of, you know, me anticipating the bad and a bad experience, I got in a situation where I don't normally ask truck drivers to move their trucks. Okay. Well, I was in a position to where, yeah, I could have made a U-turn and did all kinds of weirdo stuff, but I asked this dude to back up. I mean, literally like maybe 10 feet. And he had just pulled up, which is why I asked him to back up. Because I had, when you back up, if you're a truck driver, you know that when your flashers are on, which meaning your what do they call them in the car? The emergency lights, there's we call them flashers, and then just every light is flashing. When you have your flashers on, that means you're about to back up. If you're a truck driver, you should know that. Well, I have my flashers on, I'm backing up, and he doesn't move, which pissed me off because just common courtesy, like literally, you pulled up, and like 30 seconds after and I think you were actually even pulling up still. They called me for a door. I was gonna back in because I had to back up a little bit just to get into the approach to get into the driveway to go where I needed to go. So I needed literally like 20, 30 feet or something, right? So he was behind me, and I probably needed an extra 10, 20 feet or whatever, right? So normally it's okay. Like if they see you backing in, they know why you're backing in, because obviously there's a reason why you're backing in. I mean, if you're a truck driver, then you know this. So I was so pissed off that I got out of the truck, walked over to him and said, "Hey, can you back up a little bit so I can get in the thing?" And he did something that as a truck driver, you should never do, because some truck drivers are not going to be as nice as I am. I'm just going to say that. He said, "Can't you just make a U-turn?" Now, mind you, literally 10 feet. I said, can you just back up 10 feet? I'm going to back up and pull in here, and then you can come right back. Like, it would have took 30 seconds of his time, right? He said, "Why can't you just make a U-turn?" So that told me, A, you're an asshole, and B, I really want to do something to you bad right now. BB Cross in the building. Welcome. I really want to do something bad to you right now, just because I don't want to be here, and because you obviously just started driving, and I think he was from Canada on top of that. And he was of a particular persuasion of person that I don't particularly like, because I have problems with them all the time. I'm not going to mention what they are. Okay, right? So, I asked him that. It was just like a reaction, right? I jumped up on the because there's steps. I jumped up on the steps, and it took every ounce of restraining my body not to punch him in his face. My hand to God. Every ounce of restraint. I had to exercise. We know who they are. I had to really exercise some restraint. Okay, so I backed up, and I got as close to his truck as I can. I was thinking later I probably should have hit his truck, because it really, I mean, that's a fender bender. So it's not even really called. It's like not even really an accident. It probably would have did nothing, but it would have smashed his shit, right? And I would have went on and got my stuff loaded and got the fuck out of there. So, but I didn't do that. I tried to exercise some restraint. Okay. But the moral of the story is this: as a truck driver, I recognize another truck driver. As a person who's been through criminal activity, I understand. I recognize other criminals, and when we go to jail, there's a saying: are you an inmate or are you a convict? if you're an inmate, you're just there because you got arrested and you don't plan on, or you don't abide by certain codes that you need to abide by to uh, assure your safety. Let's say that. And you're a convict who you won't break those codes under any circumstances. And this person was not a truck driver. This person was what we call a person that operates a truck. He was a truck operator, not a truck driver. Because look, truck drivers, even if we don't even like, again, there's a certain particular people I don't get along with. Even if you don't like that, if he came to me and said, "Hey, can you back up for a second?" Yeah, no problem. Boom. I just pulled up. Can you back up for a second? Yeah, okay, no problem. Boom. Especially if I'm in the seat, I just pulled up. I haven't moved. It's not like I'm in the bed, sleep or nothing. I just pulled up. Can you back up for a second? Yeah, okay, boom. And if it's bullshit, then I say like this one, but it's courtesy, right? It's, karma, all that type of stuff wrapped into one, right? And so I would have no problem. This dude, oh, can't you turn around? Okay, no problem. Okay. So I had to exercise a restraint. Now, the reason why I tell that story, because we get back to the Hassan Campbell thing. Again, I've always been suspicious of this dude. But when this dude went on Kwame Brown's show and apologized, listen, I'm like, who the fuck is apologizing to Kwame Brown? You know what I'm saying? I was suspicious of it then, and even when he talked, like they got into it. I went over there, peeked at his channel a little bit. I couldn't stay more than 10 minutes. I mean, dude is a little weird, right? And then I was gonna do a segment about him, and I was gonna ask the question, but I don't know if anybody asked the question, because apparently, he's supposedly has gone to jail for, some bodies or something. He's done this and done that. But my question is this: if you went to jail behind catching bodies, that's what he said. I was watching this podcast. He said he didn't been to jail for bodies. Now, if you went to jail for bodies, he never said what them people did to him to go to the jail or go to prison for bodies. Now, I would think that, whatever they did to you, I don't know that if it would be as bad as them playing with your booty. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that outright. BB Cross, right? Hassan should not apologize. He beaten crummy ass with the numbers now. He I don't have him check his numbers, because here's the thing: I don't give a fuck what your numbers is. If I can't like rock with you, if I can't, if it's just something ain't right about you, I get that feeling. Look, I'll go look at your channel. A lot of times he says some goofy, weird shit, and I gotta click off. And that was like I did that a couple of times, and I haven't said nothing since. But that was, I've been watching this thing, and we're gonna pick it up here at the 1 minute and 30 minutes, because some of the stuff is, a lot of stuff about 6ix9ine, which Wack and 6ix9ine are the bigger stars of the podcast. It's on academics podcast, and I think, what's the name of his podcast? Off the Record. It's called Off the Record, which is not original at all, but okay, Off the Record, right? So in that, I guess, what Hassan Campbell is trying to portray or convey is that, he's trying to enlighten people and whatever else he thinks he's trying to do. Listen, fake people don't know. Real niggas know. And real niggas is not going to fuck with Hassan Campbell unless they get in a bag behind that, or they can do something to him, or do something, they can somehow benefit from doing that. I don't listen to him because I was already suspicious. You don't listen. You don't go on an Enemigos show, you know, in the hood or whatever the case. But in the case, this case is a show, and go to apologize to a nigga. Listen. You don't do that. You do not do that. And if you a real gangster like you portray yourself, or used to be, or former, whatever it is, you don't do that. Just like I said, Charleston White had mentioned that he has nightmares. You're not a real killer if you got nightmares. You did that shit on accident, and later on you want to say, you know, big it up and all that type of shit. Listen, if you a real killer, you don't have no nightmares. I said, if you a real killer, you could kill a nigga and then go eat a sandwich and don't think twice about it. I seen said today there's in Atlanta, some dude went up to an old security guard. I don't know what the establishment was, but those in Atlanta have probably seen the news clip. He went up and smashed him in the head, got off on him, and then ran his pockets, left. It was a like a bummy type of dude that was sitting on the curb down the way. Walked past the bummy dude, dropped the gun on the ground, and then didn't do nothing to the bummy dude, right? Then the bummy dude walk up. I mean, he stood up, walked past the dude that got dropped, the security guard, shook his head like, damn, that's fucked up. And then some other people walked up and ran his pockets again. Right? Listen. C. Jones, realest shit I've heard on this topic since Jump Off. Salute. Thank you, C. Jones. Ran his pockets again. Now, you can call that whatever. You can call that gangster. You can call that whatever you want to call it, right? But here's the thing. That's not Hassan Campbell. Because listen, technically, we shouldn't even know who, we shouldn't even be watching Hassan Campbell on YouTube. Because I'm going to tell you like this. I don't give a fuck who African Bambaataa is. If he was doing to me what he did to him, there would be no more African Bambaataa. I can promise you that. And whether or not I could beat the case and say it was self-defense or this dude was doing this to me or whatever, and I would be allowed to walk on the streets, I wouldn't give a fuck at that point. Because you're not finna do nothing like that to me and let this motherfucker walk around and be some type of a figure. I don't know. I guess he was young or something, but he didn't do nothing. So my question is, did the people that you supposedly went to, did all this time for, and you dropped bodies or whatever, like he said it on the podcast, he did time for bodies, whatever that means. I don't know, because you can get a body in a rap battle too. So I don't know what the fuck he mean by bodies, but he said bodies. But the one body that we don't know that's dropped is African Bambaataa. I know that. He still walking. Did he die? Is it African Bambaataa? I don't know if he's still alive or not. But if he's not, fucking Hassan Campbell had nothing to do with it. So here's my thing. If he went to jail for bodies, why the fuck is African Bambaataa still walking around? Why did you feel it necessary to do something to these people and go to jail, for bodies? And then yet African Bambaataa is still walking around. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Because I'm going to tell you like this, homie. You're not finna do nothing to me and still be walking around to live and tell about it. It's something you're not finna do. Hey, bro, Hassan Campbell is a wannabe fake thug. Listen. Whatever you think about Wack 100, I'm going to tell you like this. Listen, they talking about because I was doing my little research right today, and I said like apparently Hassan Campbell was releasing some old tapes. First of all, that's bitch shit. I've had conversations with people who are big on YouTube, and as pertaining to Kwame Brown, never. First of all, never recorded. Never would think about recording because that would make me look like a bitch. Okay, I'm not recording nobody's conversations unless you know about it. Now, if I tell you, hey, we're gonna record, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be interview, not fucking on the phone. Or if we do a phone, it's gonna be a phone interview. I'm gonna tell you, like, look, this is the interview, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna secretly record you and then put that shit out and then look, I'm exposing you because he said this, that, no. He's a bitch. He's a bitch for that. So let's see. He does all that for the numbers. Listen. You record somebody without their permission. That's illegal, homie. That's illegal. You can't record nobody without their consent. Let's see. Duke and Daisy, who's a bitch? Hassan Campbell. In case you haven't, just get you up to, we're gonna listen to like the last hour or whatever it is. He's over there recording conversations and all that type of shit. And I would listen to Clubhouse, and I was listening to what Wack 100 said, which kind of makes sense. Now, I don't agree with everything Wack 100 does, but I give credit where credit is due. Like, I mean, listen, I gave with props maybe I don't know to Crummy 6ix9ine, the deputy, for not reporting us to YouTube at like the gorilla did. So I give credit where credit is due, right? And whether or not he's lying about the bodyguard knocking him out and all that kind of stuff, the bodyguard claims that Platinum Motors, which is a major auto, it's what? No, it's not car dealership. They fix up cars. They're like West Coast Customs was, to cars and stuff. They kind of like they fix up cars and shit. Like they do all the whips and shit. Like all the hey, where's Rilla? Nobody cares. But they do all that. And he said Platinum Motors probably got. So look, if they got the footage, then I would, mean the Wack 100 is not telling the truth, whatever. Listen, nobody tells the truth 100% of the time. Number one. But number two, the reason why that doesn't even matter. Like whatever happened and whatever reasons why you don't like Wack 100, yeah, he's saying that Nipsey's doing this and that and all that type of shit. That don't even matter because I mean it matters in its own context. But in this context, it don't matter what the fuck Wack doing. He exposes Hassan Campbell for a bitch. And he said, and if you look at because it's almost better if you hear the comments after and then go watch the podcast, because he'll tell you like certain parts, I did this, I did that, and the reason why I did this and that is because well, so you kind of get a heads up, and then you go watch. He's like, oh, that's what he's talking about right there, and ooh, this and that, blah blah blah, right? So here's the thing, though. I've never got gangster vibes from Hassan Campbell, even though he wants to portray that. He comes because look, he too flashy. He come with that fucking knife, and just like Charleston White came out with the bullet the other day. It's like, oh, I got some of these. That's not gangster at all. That's not gangster at all. Listen, out of all of that, look, I heard Hassan Campbell. I watched him do whatever, come out with the knife and all that type of shit. Then you got Charleston White, oh, I just did the bully for you, blah, 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 right? And then you got somebody like you got Wack 100, who doesn't have any problem saying whatever. But then you got Big U, who says, look, keep my name in your mouth. That nigga didn't issue no, because listen, that nigga been to the penitentiary for that shit before. That nigga done been to that penitentiary for that shit before, right? So Listen, that's why he even said, listen, I'm not even a rolling 60. He done said, I'm not even a rolling 60 now. Listen, that like, he up in age. He having his way out here. He got money. He got a nonprofit. He got some other media company, all that shit. He's not finna throw all that shit away. Like motherfuckers ask me, do you think Putin gonna throw Putin over there shooting off missiles and shit? That motherfucker's rich. Do you think that motherfucker finna give? He finna give up all that money? Because as soon as you send out that missile, we sending them back the whole world over, and your shit is done. The money ain't won't matter no more. You think he willing to do that? Fuck no, he too motherfucking rich. Listen, if he was broke, maybe, but he rich. He like one of the richest motherfuckers in the world. He not finna fuck that up. You out of your mind? Is he gonna bluff? Anybody plays poker know what a bluff is. He bluffing. Come on, man. He's not ready to fucking get. Come on, man. He's not ready to throw in the towel, basically, because that's what you're gonna do. You start a nuclear war with America, you throwing in the towel. You saying fuck it, I don't care. And he too motherfucking rich to do that. A homeless motherfucker might do that. Like, fuck it, my life over anyway. Fuck it, a rich motherfucker? No, a rich motherfucker is never gonna try to end the world. So just rest assured. But again, whatever you feel about Wack 100, he exposed this Hassan Campbell as a bitch. He trying, like, I get what he trying to do, but he doing it in the wrong. Be yourself, homie. Just be yourself. You're not gangster at all. If you let a motherfucker walk around, and I don't know if African Bambaataa, can you look that up? If African Bambaataa is still alive? I don't know if African Bambaataa is still alive, but I guarantee you, if he's not alive, Hassan Campbell had nothing to do with it. But I guarantee you this: if that motherfucker did that to me, I would have everything under the sun to do with it. Now, Wack 100 had asked him, or he said that he asked him about why in the fuck you didn't do nothing to African Bambaataa, because he was playing with you when he was 5, he was playing with you when he was 12 or something like that. Listen, if you don't do nothing at 5 or 12, I'd be inclined to understand why. You're a youngster, you're young, but as soon as you come of age, and then you claim to go to bodies, you can't go to jail for bodies, prison. He's still alive? Didn't he have like cancer or something like that too, though? Is he sick or something like that? Well, he's still alive. He's still alive. So what does that mean? What does that mean? You can't say, I'm going to tell you what that means. Okay, see, Joe said he's alive. Listen, I can tell you what that doesn't mean. That doesn't mean that Hassan did anything about it. Or that's right. That does mean, huh? That was he could have did more than one. Let me fix my shit. But excuse me. The bottom line is he's still alive. He's still alive. Why is he still alive? Why is he still alive? And you went to jail for bodies, according to you. What did they do? They did something worse than that? Like how much? Like as a man, like what is worse than that? That would warrant you doing that to them, but you didn't do shit to the motherfucker that did the worst shit you can do. That's what I don't understand. Why is you going extra out? Did you do that to them because of that? Because they didn't do that. The other dude that's still walking around did. So Wack 100 said he asked him about like why you didn't do nothing to him or not. Like why didn't you do nothing to him? And I don't know what the answer was. And I think that whenever I was watching, they cut it off. I don't know what the answer was. But we gonna peek in and we gonna watch the last little hour. I don't know if it'd be the whole hour or whatever. We gonna might fast forward or whatever. But we gonna see what else they were talking about, because so far they did kind of get into it. Like I'm at 136 right now, and so far they did kind of get into it in terms of Hassan Campbell called, what did he call him? I forgot what he called him. It was a dumb nigger, or dumbing down, shit like that. Listen, in my opinion, Hassan Campbell got marked out. And if you don't know what marked out means, mark is like, okay, look, a mark. Okay, so a mark would be somebody who gets robbed, right? Gangster would be the robber. Mark would be the robbee. That's Hassan Campbell. Because listen, I mean, it took him what 15, 20 minutes just to speak. When they start the interview, Tekashi 6ix9ine gave him a shout out, said this is one of the biggest YouTuber, blah blah blah, this, that, and other. I mean, I don't know, Tekashi's a little weird, so weird motherfuckers think alike, so maybe that's why. But he shouted him out. He shouted him out, like, he's one of the biggest. That was in the beginning, and then he started asking him questions. Hassan Campbell didn't really answer the questions right, because he basically asked him, if you were in my shoes, would you have done the same thing? And he didn't give a definitive yes or no. He wanted to go into an explanation. Listen. Just like if you go like I had a few months ago, and Crummy 6ix9ine, the deputy, had commented about it. I said, look, if you come to jail and a motherfucker asks you about your charges and you get to start to explaining, you might get taken off on right then. Ain't no explanations. So if you ask you a question, would you have done what I did? And no, you have no credibility. I don't give a fuck. It's like when you sitting on the stand and they ask you, on the witness, and you're on the witness stand, and the you getting cross-examined, and they cross you up and they trip you up and they catch you in a lie, throw that entire testimony out. That's how they do it in a court of law. Throw that entire testimony. That's why they pay defense attorneys to come up with these questions so they can cross up the prosecution's witnesses, so they can throw that entire fucking testimony out. They call it impeaching the witness. That means you are worthless when you leave here. That's how they did Mark Furman and the OJ trial. I mean, listen, they pay these motherfuckers millions of dollars just to ask questions. They asking them questions. And 6ix9ine asked one of them questions. What would you do if you were in my shoes? That nigga tripped up, blah, 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 blah. But what happened was all that, no. And they called him on it right then, which was beautiful. They called him on that shit right then. It wasn't no like trying to be polite, all that politeness type shit. No, it was none of that. They was calling him out right then, because look, if you're gonna portray this or that, try to preach to him, because what he was trying to do is tell 6ix9ine what to do with his life. Listen, first of all, Wack 100, he don't give a fuck. He fuck with 6ix9ine because he's trying to get a bag. And that's listen, it is what it is. You can agree with it or not agree with it. It is what it is. So, but you at least know what Wack 100's motives are. He's not. I mean, in my opinion, he's not trying to befriend him the way academics is talking about, oh, I know him and we cool and we friends and all that type of shit. That's a whole different. But see, academics is not gangster. He's not the hood nigga, right? Supposedly, Hassan Campbell is. I thought that he fumbled that Kwame Brown shit. I thought he fumbled that to no end. And I think people got sympathy for him, and I think his numbers went up after that. Who cares though? I mean, listen, fake motherfuckers gonna follow fake motherfuckers, so it don't matter. I mean, look, you could scrape the bottom of the barrel and get, like fucking Crummy 6ix9ine, the deputy. You could scrape the bottom of the fucking barrel and get 400,000 subscribers. I'm scraping my little 2,500, right? So, but look, you can scrape 400,000 from the sewer, so you can get them. But what I'm saying is that Hassan Campbell been exposed. Number one, first of all, what the fuck are you doing recording people without their knowledge and then releasing it on YouTube under your name? Like, you could have had a dummy account, had somebody else do it, and then they don't fuck with your. That's what I'm saying. He's not only not a hustler, but he's not a gangster either. So you're not a gangster or a hustler, because listen, if I had the shit, I would have had somebody create a whole new fucking thing and blew that whole fucking internet up and had it released by somebody else that's a dummy channel, and then had them shout me out some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? That's how you would fucking idiot. Like, he's a fucking idiot. Hassan actually lost thousands after Crummy Griff, and they went up when they stopped talking about him. Well, that dude is a weirdo. Like you built your shit. They got 300-some thousand, whatever, down there 400,000, and you fucked that off. It's about to be gone. If his channel ain't gone, I'd be surprised. He fucking dodged the bullet, because listen, Wack 100 already said he don't give a fuck about YouTube. And he got a team of YouTube motherfuckers, because he got to fuck with YouTube, but he don't really give a fuck. I don't whatever that situation is. I don't think I've ever seen Wack 100 hosting a YouTube show or anything like that, so I can get what he's talking about. But you do kind of fuck with you. But then he said, listen, I'm gonna sick my team on him, and we're gonna get that handled. And Hassan Campbell said, well, I got other channels, blah, blah, blah. And, this is your biggest motherfucking channel. This is where your money coming from. And then it was somebody else that was interviewing or talking to Wack 100. And I think they were on some type of a live or something. And, Hassan Campbell was trying to save face. Listen, we can all see the video. And then like, when you first put on the podcast, you can tell that Wack 100 already had ulterior motives, and he said this in that live, that whatever they were on, because he started out the show, said, "Ack, do not edit a motherfucking thing." He already knew it was going to go viral. He said, don't edit a motherfucking thing. Keep it all in. Because listen, you can look at a motherfucker and tell. If you a real motherfucker, you can look at somebody and tell, oh yeah, he with the shit or he not with the shit. It's an energy, it's an aura. You can get that vibe. Sometimes people can fake it though. Sometimes you can misread a motherfucker sometimes, but eventually that shit come out. That misreading shit, like it's like, a lot of times motherfuckers get all this fucking shit on their face and get all this. I seen a motherfucker. What was watching last night? Jill Bird or something. This motherfucker was talking through the toilet, had 187 on his cheek. That ain't it, bro. That's not it, bro. That's not it, bro. They say what? They say that's what niggas do if they don't like what you say. They try to take your channel. Well, he did do some illegal shit. He did do some illegal shit. And not only that, but if you gonna do some sucker shit first, listen, the gloves is off. Like the realist said, ain't no rules. You take the gloves off. I was gonna abide by certain rules, but since you done did that fuck shit and record me while I wasn't record me while I wasn't, while I wasn't, while I didn't know. Come on, what you think I'm finna do? You think I'm just gonna let you get away with that? Like it's all good? Fuck you. You done did some sucker shit. I'm gonna match your sucker shit with more sucker shit. Because are you with the shits? Well, I don't know. I guess y'all have to just find out. Say, hell yeah, Hood Trucker, you on the shit tonight. Damn, these niggas cupcake. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are they all snakes, Hood Trucker? Listen. Just because you're on YouTube don't make you a snake. If you're on YouTube snaking shit, you was a snake already. Listen. You will never, ever, ever find anybody that I've dealt with, whether it be Choke No Joke, whether it be what's that motherfucker's name? Levi for Kelly, Levi. Listen. We had conversations. I didn't record nothing. I'm not releasing nothing. You have to worry about none of that. Here's what happened. Choke No Joke, I guess I wasn't popular enough or whatever. I try to, I was going to try to reach out, try to do some business. Never reached back. Okay, no problem. Same thing with Levi. Reached out, never reached back. Okay, change your number, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. But you'll never find a motherfucker to say, oh, that nigga stabbed me in the back. Never. Because first of all, I'm not beholden to this shit right here. I'm a truck driver, number one. I get my primary source of income is driving a truck. That's number one. So and this shit is secondary at the moment. I would like to make it primary, but this is secondary. But even if it was my primary source of income, best believe I know a lot of times what I say can piss off the wrong motherfucker, and they gonna say some shit and try to get my shit taken down. So I need to prepare for that at all times if you're gonna be in this realm and in this part of the YouTube space. People singing like pigeons nowadays. 100%. Listen, 6ix9ine is a fucking snitch. This motherfucker getting millions. The motherfuckers he snitched on, you gotta go watch the podcast though. The motherfuckers that he snitched on is reaching out talking about, I'm about to lose my kids, can you help me? Where they do that at? And they clown. Listen, and Hassan Campbell said that the dude called him. He said, yeah, my nigga Ish or whatever. And then, whatever, he's about to lose his kids or whatever the case. And he said that, they reached out to me and they about to lose their kids. Can you help out? I want to relay that message. They can use a messenger now? Bitch, nigga. You bitch. Relaying messages and shit. Nigga, listen, go holler at that nigga yourself, nigga. I'm gonna send you $5 for some steps, nigga. You reach out to that nigga on your own, nigga. I'm not gonna go on not national TV, but it probably shit. He probably I don't know how many views he got, but he probably got some millions. So I guess you can call it national TV, national podcast. I'm not gonna go on like a motherfucker that you really shouldn't even be there, because he even said Wack 100 invited him or something and sitting at the table with millionaires, and he was just so he was just so happy to be there. Maybe that's why he took him 15 minutes to speak. Nigga, I'm finna sit at the table and you ain't gonna hear from me for 15 minutes. Nigga, I'm coming off the top. Nigga, what? Let me get it. Hold on, let me get it. Let me speak my piece. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna take me no 15 fucking minutes to say nothing. They say, yep, like T Soto. You need $1,000 backup, 1,000 backup Jones. Well, I mean, listen, Tommy Sotomayor did some fuck shit too. So if you over there doing fuck shit, understand that YouTube, they're gonna crack down. They're gonna do some shit. Look, I don't have to like again, I didn't appreciate how Tommy Sotomayor talking about, Crummy 6ix9ine's mom and shit like that. There's certain things you don't need to go, you don't need to do, and it's not worth the views. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's getting 2 million views. He's getting he's getting a few tens of thousands, if that. And that's not a whole lot of money to be doing that, just get those views. Even if it's 100,000, that's still nothing. 100,000 views is nothing in the YouTube space, right? Mr. Beast, you motherfucker getting 12, 15, 20 million views. He's motherfucker getting 10 and 12 and 20,000 views. Big difference. Big difference. Mr. Beast ain't fucking in jeopardy of losing a motherfucking thing. Getting paid, though. These niggas running around there talking about motherfuckers' mamas and all kinds of weirdo shit. Said something about my mic. Oh, my mic keep tripping, man. Can y'all hear me? I said my mic disconnected. Let me see. Let me just check this real quick. Yeah, okay. Let's see. No problem is MFs ain't from the hood, but commenting as if they know the politics. Just shut the fuck up. If you grew up with a silver spoon in the mouth, bitch, niggas. 100%. No rules to a trucker. It kind of is. It kind of is. But again, you have to assess your opponent, because if your opponent is not going to be beholden to the code, what did you do and you shouldn't do. Like, for example, Will Smith went and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, embarrassed him, all that type of shit. And initially, there was no charges. Apparently, later on, they talking about suing, whatever. Listen, I don't agree with pressing charges or suing. Nigga, you got slapped the shit out of. You didn't want to do something because it was the white people's award show. Nigga, it would have been on right then. Listen, and then motherfucker was talking shit about Will Smith. Will Smith got down where he got mad at. He didn't give a fuck where he was at. He was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to pull this nigga to the side for what? And all these black comedians was racing to the front of the line to try to show Whitey that I'm not him and I'm the good guy and all that type of shit. Where meanwhile they were telling him he should have took him to the side, and they publicly shaming him. So fuck all of them. Everybody that has something to say, fuck him out. Dave Chappelle, fuck him too, because he was over there and went and talking about we don't want low income housing in my neighborhood. Fuck you too, nigga. You came from DC. You probably came with a silver spoon in your mouth. And maybe don't understand, and then a lot of time motherfuckers get money and just flip out. Just like OJ Simpson, he was like, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." Again, motherfuckers lose their fucking mind. But that's why you gotta assess who you fucking with. See, that shit funny to me. Entertainment, Willie won't kill it. You know what I'm saying? I say murder, killer, that Inspector Gadget. You know what I'm saying? So whether you agree with it or not, listen. Motherfucker came and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. Then, all his brother talking about, you got to see all 10 of us and all that type of shit. Listen. If I got 10 brothers, listen, I don't need 10 brothers to go see Will Smith. I'm finna go see Will Smith myself. I don't need all 10 of you motherfuckers to do nothing. See that I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's common fucking sense. If I got 10 brothers, that nigga slapped me. I mean, if I was 12 or something, that is different. But nigga, I'm a grown motherfucking man. And I don't give a fuck about the Oscars, because I can go on tour. I can just run a bunch of fucking tours and get whatever the fuck they was getting from the Oscars. Fuck the Oscars. I'm gonna punch that nigga in his face right then. We gonna get down where it got mad at. I'm not gonna let you slap me, laugh about it, then let you go sit down until keep my fucking man, what? Nigga, I'm gonna rush that motherfucker. No, I'm running down there. See that nigga. You're not just finna fucking do whatever the fuck you think you can do what you want to do to me and think you're just gonna be cool, and you go sit down, then come back later and get you a award. Nigga, I'm tearing the whole motherfucking place up. We moved some furniture in that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. So what? Whatever money that Chris get, he got to give it to his wife anyway. So why the fuck do you give a fuck about the Oscars? Fuck the Oscars. So we'll get in suit. I mean, who knows? Are they talking about it now? I seen something about it. I don't know. You see that? You see that news that got old to me real quick, so I haven't seen any updates. Yeah, I mean it's old, but I'm just saying, just like it, just to to bring it to a more recent perspective. Will got up, slapped the shit out that nigga, and Chris didn't do a motherfucking thing. I believe Hassan Campbell. If Wack 100 would have took off on Hassan Campbell, he wouldn't have did a motherfucking thing about it. Nothing. He would have came back and did the same fucking bitch shit that he did and released them fucking tapes that he had, according to Wack 100, for a couple of months. Yes, moving furniture, hashtag moving furniture, let's go. Motherfucker, I mean, you not finna embarrass me on national fucking TV and everybody talking about how Will Smith slapped the shit out of the hood trucker. You not finna never see that. I mean, if I was Chris Tucker's, because you probably won't never see it anyway. But I'm saying, listen, we might get big as Chris Rock one day. Maybe. But even, you know what I'm saying? You're not finna do that. You're not finna do that. And again, Hassan Campbell let African Bambaataa play with his booty. Now, apparently he was 5 years old, maybe 12. Listen, at some point you became a grown-ass man. And at some you went on your channel and you were talking about that and you were using that to grow your YouTube channel. You used that experience to grow your YouTube channel. Because that's what you're known for, really. You're known as the guy that African Bambaataa was playing with. That's what you're known. You can say whatever. I'm woke and I'm teaching the kids and this and that. No, you're not. No. What did you teach the kids? That to let a grown man play with you and don't do nothing? He didn't ever went to jail, and he never suffered any injuries. So what the fuck are you teaching the kids? To let somebody do that to you and don't do shit. As I can see why Wack 100 and a Tekashi 69 could get upset. Nigga, who the fuck is you preaching to? You do nothing ass nigga. Oh, I've been to jail for bodies. Not the main body you should have been in jail for. You can go around and you can go around and knock down 100 people. African Bambaataa still walking around. Why them? Why you pay more attention to them and not the African Bambaataa nigga? And whoever else that was joining in. I don't know the whole story, but apparently he wasn't the only one. There's some other dude floating around, and I don't want I guess he got some mental issues or whatever, and I don't want to disparage that because basically they're victims. But guess what? Just because you're a victim doesn't mean that you have to accept everything that has been done to you as a victim, though. You can be a victim. Said, Trucker, where are you from? We own one from Detroit. I'm from Cali. I'm from that Fresno, Cali, but I done lived all of them down. I've lived in the Bay. I done lived in Sacramento. I lived in LA. Shit. But I done also lived in Baltimore. Where else we gonna live that? Atlanta now. So listen, listen. Real niggas is international. So I don't fuck with certain motherfuckers just because. Look, I ask you a question, you don't know how to answer the question, just like this motherfucker did right now. You don't know how to answer the question. No. Okay. All right, homie, I'm gone. The Trucker, you getting shout outs by other YouTubers saying you were on one of the first to body Crummy 69, but we already knew that. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's why we don't talk about that shit no more. I mean, that shit is dead. Like it's beating a dead horse. What we gonna say? The same shit we said 6 months ago. Just like when they started the interview, that was like, like, look, Hassan Campbell is the wild card because we didn't sat down already. Meaning academics, Tekashi 69 and Wack 100. They didn't already sat down. They said, "What are we gonna do? Ask the same questions over again?" No, that's why they added Hassan Campbell. But Hassan Campbell, a lot of times when people feel like they're either losing an argument or they've been exposed, to certain things or whatever the case, and they feel like they have to get extra huffy puffy. That's why Charleston White came out talking about showing the bullet because I guess Wack 100 said he's gonna break his jaw or something, and what's the name came out with the bullet talking about, I got these in there today. No, that's not it, dude. That's not it, bro. That's not it. Yep, allegedly sex tracking. Trucker, I lived in Richmond, Oakland too, allegedly. Yes. You know how it goes down. You know how it goes down then. Absolutely. So look. So now that you know my perspective, how my feelings about both Wack and Hassan. I was backwards. We are gonna chime in. We're gonna listen to a little bit. I don't know if we're gonna listen to the whole thing, but it's an hour left. And we're gonna listen to what else happened. So far, they like Wack can kind of has pressed a couple of buttons on Hassan Campbell. Got a little huffy, called him dumb, and dumbed it down, all that type of shit. So, and Wack handled it, he kind of keeping it calm. But here's the thing. The loud niggas is usually it's like, the peacock, they and a lot of animals in general, they have to show this big show, right? They like the peacock will fan out this fucking thing to like, let people know that he's bigger than whatever he is or whatever. And they do that for a reason. They do that to like ward off enemies or whatever. That's the same thing when motherfuckers get loud and shit. It's the quiet motherfuckers you gotta watch. Because the quiet motherfuckers, I mean, look, they just, okay, listen, run your mouth because I'm finna do you dirty in a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, literally, that's what motherfuckers thinking. Okay. Because a lot of times, especially in the penitentiary, motherfuckers get loud, right? And we call that calling the police. When you, like, if you get into something and then all of a sudden motherfuckers start getting super loud and like where everybody in the building is looking at you, you calling the police. That's like the prison panic button. You get super fucking loud so that everybody sees, and if anything happens to you, everybody gonna see what happened, especially the police. So that's what we call the police. So these motherfuckers getting loud. Tekashi 69 getting loud. Apparently, he's doing some gangster shit, but who knows? I don't know. They said he's rolling around by himself. I mean, look, he's a snitch. Like, but a motherfucker can say like I'm by myself, but it'd be federal agents around and shit. Like, who knows? Like, but apparently they co-signed him. He came in with a bunch of goons and shit. So apparently, somebody co-signing for him, but absolutely nobody's co-signing for Hassan Campbell. And matter of fact, I think I seen a video where a nigga walked up on him and grabbed his booty, but I think allegedly. But we all know what happened, and African Bambaataa still walking around. So we're gonna hit the play on this. I'm gonna take a brief restroom break, but we're gonna hit the play. And is this connected? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Damn. Well, let's give it a try. Let's see what happens.
But hear what I'm saying. You see how you saying I put you on? I built his platform. He know that. He built my platform. We built each other's platform.
My platform, but you showing me.
No. But listen. It's time to level up. You see how you get trash can. You see how you get blackboard and niggas try to silence you.
Yeah,
they can't silence this. They can't silence this. They can't silence me.
Us silence gonna be the biggest podcast
I've been putting niggas on, bro. Since I got on, I had to stop putting niggas on, bro.
Yo, you know what I'm saying?
Wait. We gotta clear the gun.
Hold on. Let me say something, bro.
No. Because you caught me. I didn't. Where you going with that? Because I know gun. I know Slim Thug.
Hassan. We talked about the mad times. Hassan, let me ask you, because you was the only one in the room.
No. You gonna clear that up?
Yeah, I'm clear it up. Watch this. This is my man, right? This is my man.
For sure.
Me, you and him get into shooting right now, right? Me and him get into shooting right now. We together, we all together. We get into shooting right now. We go kill somebody. We go kill some nigga over there, right? He's my man. He's more my man than you are my man, right? Not really. I go on television. I say, yo, bro, it wasn't my man. It was my man. It's black and yellow. You get any closer? I had no shirt or leave.
I'm telling.
Hold on.
I'm telling. I'm sorry.
Yo,
bro, wait.
Don't forget to turn the crown on him.
If I say, yo, my cousin didn't do it, it was the nigga with the black and yellow shirt.
Let's tell him. Well, I'm gonna say something. What Act just said, right? The thing that I love about Act. Tell me that you gonna tell. Now, bro, don't sit up there in front like you
gonna tell, bro. Don't bring it up. We know who's who. You know that. And even when we think we know who's who,
you got on that white hat.
What you trying to clear?
Get back on the camera.
We not clearing it up. What is that? Is that telling?
It's telling.
Yeah, that's definitely telling.
That's definitely telling. So if he's my man more than you, what's I forgot his name. He said his name on Crime Stoppers and all that. He said it wasn't my cousin. It was really the nigga with the red shirt. I say it wasn't my man. We all men.
Oh, so it's a situation.
And he's like, yo, it wasn't my cousin. It was the nigga with the red shirt. So in our situation, I'm like, it wasn't my man. It was the nigga with the black and yellow shirt. So I just gave enough information.
There's somebody in jail.
So, as a matter of fact, he got locked up. My cousin got locked up. He said, yo, he said they wrongfully accused him.
So nobody's in jail.
His cousin is in jail.
But he didn't tell his cousin.
He said it wasn't my cousin, it was somebody else. And
so maybe he's trying to set his cousin up for an appeal.
No, but all right, trying to set his cousin up for an appeal. But there was a nigga with a red shirt in the video. So it's like, yo, bro. So it's like, yo.
If the nigga with a red shirt has not been arrested, statute of limitations is over with.
When he put Wack and said he's trying to raise reasonable doubt, okay, they send him somewhere else.
Might be another place.
All right, cool.
And the nigga in the red shirt never.
So it's been all right.
Spring into better sleep with the award-winning comfort of Casper. That's code Spotify.
Your excitement turned to anxiety, and all you wanted was a way out. Online with home-delivered CarMax. Car buying reimagined.
Commercial, sorry.
This episode is brought to you by Kerrygold. Cooking for yourself can be just as important as cooking for others.
Jesus.
And cooking with qualityingredients.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by CarMax.
Oh,
Remember
Jesus.
the time you bought that car, friends at CarMax have re-express pickup. This episode is not so surprised.
Loading them commercials up, boy.
Based off of what you say, based off what he said, he is. Based off of what he's giving me.
Is it low?
Based off of what he's saying.
Is it low volume?
We started this interview saying
I got another question.
politicking.
Hold up. Based off of what you're saying,
Started this interview. Fuck based on what I'm saying. Women play. Hold on. Women play. Because we can all shut the fuck up. And I play the 2-minute crime stop.
All right, Tekashi extra the motherfucker.
Yo, bro. Fuck. Look, let's not select the politics.
This nigga always do this shit,
Yo,
bro. Jim Jones from here. Now I know what the fuck was
the
going
two
on.
OGs.
I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hold on. The two OGs right now started this interview saying, "Well, don't select the politic, the hood pick and choose."
Sure.
Right? Y'all started with that, right? So let's all shut the fuck up and let's play the Crime Stoppers video right now and let the video see. And then it's no more according to what he's saying. Let's go according to what this.
Hold on.
See, come on, like. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a gun interview.
They got a Crime Stoppers video.
It's my podcast, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Right now, I'm referring the people who everybody's watching this.
I got another question.
based off of Wack heart attack, you won already.
Listen,
You won.
no, he didn't.
Based on you,
We ain't
won.
playing no gun or nothing. Unless it's gun or music.
Let me feel this hard.
We ain't playing no gun or nothing. That's out. We ain't doing it.
I'm trying to clear it up.
Hey, we still ain't figured it out. It's up in the air. Listen, it's up in the air. I got a question for you though, right? Because people, I'm pretty sure I always get asked this question, but you don't never get asked this question. It's been 9-10 months since we first sat out, right? At this time, why do you think it's a positive thing or in your benefit to fuck with Wack 100?
Wow.
What are you, as you gotten to know me and we didn't talk our discussions about business, just nigga together, sitting around, why are you?
I think more or less.
Okay, we concerned about the Hassan Campbell. We're not concerned about it.
It peels you up.
I met you.
I don't know if you said him, because I said that.
Close up.
I'm sorry.
Y'all separate the street shit from the business side. And no, get to feed your family. It's crazy. Like,
Bro,
why you gonna call my son?
No. You know why?
You don't know.
Hold on. I want to be honest with y'all. When that nigga Hassan Campbell said it, I won't tell y'all because we ain't trying to get on Fed time. But that nigga Hassan Campbell said
You
it.
just told him.
No.
Be quiet.
No, Hassan ain't know if I was gonna bring in a friend or a foe. That nigga was all the way with the shit that everything he said on the internet.
What?
Everything.
Well, we all
Everything.
all right. Did I show up on myself?
Nigga, I don't care if you show by yourself. I know that nigga who was with it.
Wait,
that nigga
Stop it. This is academic talking.
You did show by yourself, but you know you're not lying. Whack.
The internet don't know who
Wack.
We're taking it up. We don't get one thing in common. They say we can't come outside.
Wack, I love you. Wack,
You
I
been
love you.
outside though.
Wack.
You always outside. This is the first time me in the Bronx.
Wack, I love you. The point where Hassan Campbell, when he showed up here, and then I'll throw it back to y'all. Hassan is, by the way, you put me in contact with Hassan. Hassan didn't know if he was showing up to some friendly shit or
Everybody
some
knows Hassan
hostile
with
shit,
the
and he
bullshit.
pulled up like that. I'll shut the fuck
Ah,
up.
stop it.
With the bullshit.
Listen, let me explain something to y'all, right? Everybody looking and listening, man. Because it's a misunderstanding about me when niggas feel like I'm trying to prove that I'm tough. When you see me outside of Bronx River, when niggas surrounding me and he backing out and backing home, like, nigga, understand something. That was the worst situation I put myself in. Because when I was standing out there, with my older brothers. And the niggas that I'm backing out on, they mothers and brothers, I mean, they older generation is family to my generation. So I got to make a decision as a man to say, you know what? Let me keep myself away from certain situations because I'll spank these little niggas, but then their parents is going to be mad at me.
But why you ain't spank African Bambaataa though?
What I'm saying to you? What I'm saying is, tripping. The nigga was mad because a nigga passed away. They Dawn. Dawn passed away, right? And after Dawn passed away, 1,000 people cried, that nigga raped me. I am an enemy to rape. So when that came about, I started shitting on
The dark nigga was a rapist.
The dark nigga was a rapist. He raped my man's son. And then after
there's some kind of shit going on.
Listen. After I made a video saying that my man's son got raped, I took it down because my man hit me up and he was like, "Yo, it's embarrassing. They caught the nigga's son and hauled him somewhere in the building, knocked the nigga out and pulled his fucking drawers down there and put pictures of him on the internet with his ass out."
After he done already told you to pick that shit down, they ain't talking about it, bitch nigga.
You know what?
Hassan Campbell's a bitch.
The niggas that did that is my man's son.
So why you ain't handling it?
I can't.
Why you can't?
That's my man's son.
What
I can't
about
kill
your
my man's
man?
son.
Right, asking why he didn't handle it. It's like he didn't handle it the fucking African man bada.
But either way, see one thing about me, man. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I am an enemy to rape. And New York done changed. I don't respect New York.
Let me ask you a question.
Because, hold up, let me finish. Because anytime.
Oh, what the hell Wack gonna ask?
You got niggas on camera raping females on trains in front of stores and all types of shit that.
Bro.
There's a sucker in our blood.
Now we gotta ask this question because I'll be a bitch ass nigga if I did.
Let's go.
This question always arises. You done did time. You done caught a couple bodies. Everybody want to know where was you an enemy to rape because this man did something to you when you was a youngster, right?
Right.
So everybody want to know what happened to that energy when it came to you revenging your manhood with that man.
Whoa. That's the elephant in the room and the fucking $1 million question right there. Nigga, basically, nigga, why you didn't do nothing to that nigga that did that shit to you if you're an enemy of rape? I shouldn't even be saying that R word right now. I have to edit that out. I might have to edit that out. Why you didn't do nothing? Okay. We said it. Matter of fact, let me back this up. Let me let him ask that one more time.
Where was you an enemy to rape because this man did something to you when you was a youngster, right?
Right.
So everybody want to know what happened to that energy when it came to you revenging your manhood with that man.
That's a very legitimate question. Very legitimate question. Where was all that energy when it came down to doing something to the nigga that did that shit to you? And let's see what Hassan, aka the bitch Campbell, has to say. Because there is no explanation. You can't defend the indefensible. But let's see what he has to say.
I don't have it in me to kill that man because even though he violated me as a child, he protected and fed my mother's kids when my mother was going through something shit.
That ain't got nothing to do.
I'm not finished, no.
He said because he gave money to your mother, that's why you won't kill him. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like money in exchange for sex. Do you know what money in exchange for sex is? That's prostitution. Okay. And if Hassan Campbell was technically a prostitute, that would technically make that nigga a whole ass nigga on top of a bitch nigga. But go ahead.
That ain't the violation, bro.
Do not take away
That's
from
not
my
the
pick.
violation.
Listen, let me
You created a reason on why you ain't gonna get out.
Listen, hold up.
You gotta stop screaming that gangster shit.
Hold up.
He said, Wack said, you created a reason why you can't get down. 100% true. You created a reason not to get down. He say he gave my mama some money. You created a reason not to get down.
Nigga ain't discriminating with his gangster, bro.
Don't
I still got nightmares.
Don't take away from my voice.
Come on, bro.
Because we don't play the child molestation.
But you stay want to do something to a regular motherfucker who just said, fuck you, Hassan Campbell.
Hey, yo,
you know?
You stay wanting to do something to a motherfucker that said fuck you, Hassan Campbell, but won't do nothing to the nigga that was playing with your booty. Huh? Does that make any sense to anybody? 300,000 subscribers. Y'all ain't never asked that fucking question. That's why I said you can scrape all kinds of shit from the bottom of the fucking sewer and get 300, 400,000 subscribers in the case of Crummy69 and this bitch ass hoe ass nigga right here. You can scrape the bottom of all kinds of shit and get a lot of different shit. Especially 300,000-400,000 subscribers in a country of how many million? 3 billion or something. You can scrape up the fucking 300,000-400,000 fucking weirdos. Of course you can. But let's continue.
To all my niggas in the background that know me, if I ever wanted to do something to a nigga, did I ever hesitate?
Yes. The answer is yes. Answer is yes. Because either wait a minute, because we have to add what he just said. We have to look at what he just said. Matter of fact, let's go back and let him say it for himself.
Child molestation.
But you stay want to do something to a regular motherfucker who just saying, fuck you, Hassan Campbell. You want to kill you.
To all my niggas in the background that know me, if I ever wanted to do something to a nigga, did I ever hesitate?
The answer is yes. You want me to name the nigga that you hesitate to do something to? His name is Africa Bambaataa, nigga. His name is Africa Bambaataa. You know the nigga that was used to sing Planet Rock. Remember that nigga? Because either you hesitated on doing something to that nigga because it's never been done. That nigga's still walking around today. Or you didn't want to do nothing to him, which means that you liked it. You didn't have a problem trading sex for money that he gave your mama. That would make you a whole ass nigga. I mean, you know, technically it does. I mean, you know, listen, Crummy69 said that Angela Stanton thoughted him out. That made that nigga a hoe, and we called it when he said it. And listen, you didn't say you didn't say you was a thought or a hoe, but your explanation would technically make you a thought or a hoe because you engaged in prostitution. If you say that the reason why you didn't do nothing to African Bambaataa is because he gave money to your mama, that's prostitution, homie. Let's continue.
No, yes, you hesitated. No, you definitely have hesitation. Hold up. That didn't happen to that man, bro.
Hold up. Now, you gotta answer that question. Let's get there. That man that violated.
Yeah, answer that question. Let's go back.
That know me. If I ever wanted to do something to a nigga, did I ever hesitate?
Yes.
No, yes, you hesitated. No, you definitely have hesitation.
Look, even Wack said you definitely hesitated. Listen, homie, listen. Whatever you think about me, whatever you think about Wack 100, it doesn't matter. Certain motherfuckers recognize bitch niggas, and listen, Wack 100 is like he's like the prey. No, the what's the prey is the victim, but what's the perpetrator? The perpetrator and the prey. Is that what it is? Whatever it is. He's like the violator looking at the violated, or however you want to look. Listen, he licking his chops because he see that nigga. Like, you talking about all this high power shit. The main motherfucker you need to do something to, you ain't did nothing to. Fuck all that other shit. Fuck all that motherfucking shit. All that shit that you done said and hesitate and this motherfucker, the background, blah, blah, blah. The main motherfucker you supposed to do something to, you ain't do shit to. Let's continue.
To that man, bro.
Hold up. Now, let's get there. That man that violated me,
yeah.
When I decided that it was war, You don't know what the fuck happened in the streets, but what you do know is you ain't never seen that man face to face with me. He was hiding in Brazil, hiding in London, hiding all over on planes.
So he in New York right now?
When he come to New York, he ain't standing in my face. My niggas ain't gonna let him stand.
Oh, all these excuses. All these excuses. When he come to New York, he ain't in my face, and that's why I haven't had a chance. I haven't had a chance to get to him yet. I haven't. What's the other excuse? Give me some excuses. It's Wednesday. I got school on Wednesday. I had a live. I couldn't get to that nigga. I had a live. What else? What I my taxes. I had to do my taxes that day. Damn.
My niggas ain't gonna let him stand. So when niggas sit up there talking about how
You know it's people though, right?
Hold up.
All you gotta do is give a nigga reason to come.
That's true, but listen, that's a question that you have to ask the Martin family, because that's directly attributed to the Martin family. So we talking about direct shit. Like, we're not talking about symbolic type shit. Oh, I don't like you because you killed the homie. No, that's the Martin family. And this nigga right here actually got violated by somebody that he knows is still walking around. So, I mean, yeah, none of them did nothing to them because look, certain people got to handle their own shit. And look, I'm not going to jail for your shit. And you can't blame a motherfucker for having that opinion. I'm not going to go to jail for you because you don't want to handle it. You don't want to handle it, then it just won't get handled. Because the Martin family should be the one, taking care of that. Looks like the Campbell family should be the ones taking care of that. But let's continue.
Hold up. Certain things, hold up. Certain things you can never say on the internet. Don't make me indict myself. The reality of it is, one thing you search and I know 6ix9ine search. Everybody know I've been locked up for bodies.
We give you that.
And
that's why niggas is questioning why wasn't another body.
Because at that time.
You heard what Wack said. Okay, you've been locked up for bodies. That means that you're willing and able to do it. And even Wack 100 said, okay, we'll give you that. But why you wasn't locked up for another body, though? Ooh, that's a hell of a question. Because you done killed everybody else, but you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't get the motherfucker that did that real shit to you, though.
On the internet. Don't make me indict myself. The reality of it is, one thing you search and I know 6ix9ine search. Everybody know I've been locked up for bodies.
We give you that.
And that's why
you said we'll give you that. We give you that. You locked up for bodies. But watch this next question.
Why wasn't another body?
Because at that time,
why wasn't it another body? That's a real question. That's a real. Listen, I've never had anybody play with my booty before, but I can guarantee you this: if I go to jail for bodies, that would have been the first one, not the one that needs to come next. I guarantee you that.
I was a nigga that was being molested since I was 5 or 6, and that fucking faggot nigga saved me. That pedophile, he saved me.
Did you hear what he just said? Did you catch what he just said? Wait a minute. He insulted him while he said he saved him. I got to hear that again. Because like I said, that's why I prefaced this whole live with the fact that this nigga was suspect from the beginning. And look, I can smell a bitch nigga.
We give you that. And that's why niggas is questioning why wasn't another body.
Because at that time, I was a nigga that was being molested since I was 5 or 6. And that fucking faggot nigga saved me. That pedophile, he saved me.
Now, does that sound Does that sound like somebody who has animosity towards somebody that violated them? He said that F word violated me. That, he saved me. You went to jail for bodies, and you didn't go to jail for bodying him, though. I don't even know what to say.
So what you mean he saved?
He saved me because at the same time the shit that I was going through.
It went up to what age?
There was days.
It went up to what age?
What you mean?
Whatever the molestation.
The molestation probably went up till I was like 13.
5 to 13. That's fucking 8 years. The fuck? And you gonna body everybody else except him. And then you're gonna say he saved. What's that shit where you end up liking your abuser or something like that? You know what that shit is? Like Munchausen syndrome or whatever that shit is. That's what he got.
See, I was putting in work already.
I wasn't.
I
was scared.
at work.
I was hungry. Hold up, I'm not finished. My mother. Hold up.
No, I get it.
My mother. Some
That
days,
fueled him to become who he became.
my mother. Some days, well, her gambling problem, and I don't like to speak on my mother like that because she's dead.
Gotcha.
So I don't want to put her out there and buy.
First of all, you shouldn't be speaking to your mother. She's dead anyway. And to say that you want to speak on it, you shouldn't be speaking on it. Watch him speak on it like a bitch nigga. Because you're going to preface, I don't want to. You can leave her out of the story, bitch nigga, because you're supposed to have been, you grabbing on to all, you know how a motherfucker that, like, a motherfucker be drunk and it be like they'll do that slow fall and they fucking start grabbing on shit, try to break their fall and shit. That's that nigga doing. Because you said your mother's dead and you don't want to bring your mother in it, then leave her the fuck out of it. That's your own mother, and you throwing your own mother under the bus. That's why I said this nigga is a high power bitch. This nigga is a bitch with 300,000 subscribers. You old high power bitch ass nigga. That's why I say you can scrape him from the bottom of the barrel. I never liked this nigga. I went over there to see what he was talking about. I couldn't stand his channel for more than 10 minutes. I knew it was a bitch nigga when he went to Kwame 6ix9ine and apologized. But then, but even before that, I'm trying to I'm knowing that this nigga then went and fucking created a whole YouTube channel by the fact that the African Bambaataa, a famous hip hop nigga who was playing with his booty, and created a living based upon that, and do nothing to him. And while Wack is over here asking him the questions why he didn't get another body, he over there talking about this nigga saved me.
My mother was coming up short. My mother had 6 kids, and that man was putting food in my refrigerator when I was.
She had 6 kids. Her mother had 6 kids. He's saying that he was getting played with since the age of 5 up to the 13, and his explanation or his rationalization for why he didn't do anything to him is because that man put money in his mama's hands. He's a self-proclaimed prostitute, homie.
10 and 11 years old when my mother wasn't there to put that food in that fucking refrigerator.
Yeah, but that nigga wasn't doing that just to do that.
That nigga wasn't doing that to do that. That nigga was doing that so he could play with your booty.
Food in the refrigerator because he's violating you, putting something in you, bro. Fuck that.
He violating, he putting something in the refrigerator, and he also putting something in you, bro. That's what Wack said. Let's run it back. It's real. That's real. You know what I'm saying? You can kill everybody else, but you can't kill the motherfucker you supposed to.
Was putting food in my refrigerator when I was 9 and 10 and 11 years old.
Prostitution.
My mother wasn't there to put that food in that fucking refrigerator.
Yeah,
Prostitution.
but that nigga wasn't doing that. He used to do that. He putting food in the refrigerator because he's violating you, put something in you.
I mean, listen, call Wack with 100, whatever you want to, but he said he's spitting that real shit right now. And he said he wasn't doing it just to be doing it out the kindness of his heart. He's doing it because he putting shit in your refrigerator because he putting something in you, nigga.
Fuck that. You can't get that nigga no credit.
I was groomed. I was molested by a bunch of people. I was groomed. And the it wasn't just him. I got violated by so many people. It was known. And even
yet ain't did nothing to none of them people. He ain't ever said that any of them bodies that he went to jail for was any of them people, though. What that mean? Was it any of them people that you went to jail for? Any of them people, though? And why? If not, why not? Let's see what else we can uncover.
Still, it's like everybody know a pedophile. In this room right now, if we really turned on there's somebody in this room, there's probably 3 niggas that's fucking children.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
See? He's so twisted. Because you gotta remember, that's 8 fucking years. 5 to 13 is 8 years. You was under that for 8 fucking years. You is traumatized. And I'm not, listen, he probably got PSD. He probably got, what's that? PTSD. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. And whatever that syndrome is, it Munchausen by proxy or something like that, is where you feel an affinity to the people that violate you or did something to you, something like that. I forgot what exactly what the thing is, but that's a thing where people, victims, especially like victims that have been captive for a long time and they've been held in captivity, whatever, by their captors or kidnappers or whatever, they started having a liking to them, and a lot of times they start to have feelings for them or whatever. It's crazy. I think that's what that nigga got. He got that PTSD so tough that he done fucked his ass up to the point where he making excuses for the people who he should have bodied as opposed to the people that he did body.
We ain't doing that.
Hopefully not, but we still got to say that.
I ain't got no niggas in the room. That's straight.
That nigga be dead, yo. I'm not gonna lie.
Check this out.
And see, and it's so crazy that, there you go. I'm sorry, my bad. It's Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome is what it is. That's exactly what it is. I think Hassan Campbell got Stockholm syndrome because he's got too many excuses for why these motherfuckers is walking around still. Yes.
I gotta do something. You gotta let me do something. Can I do something? I want to give my. I want to do something. Go ahead. No, I gotta do some real shit.
Yo, Hassan, we want to rock.
And hold up. And I tell you right now, there's somebody in this room that was molested. They ain't gonna never claim it.
I agree with you with that.
There's somebody in this room that was molested that ain't gonna never claim it. I put that shit on my back.
You really extra with that? I don't know why you're so extra with that, but where was that energy? As Wack asked, where was all this energy with African Bambaataa?
I put that shit on my back. So,
no. The fact that you came out when you came out,
why do I become the victim? And then even still, right? If I sat up there and said, you know what? If I sat up there and said, I don't want to kill nobody no more unless a nigga trying to hurt me. Why I gotta be a sucker? All over the internet, niggas is trying to play me because I came from the worst of the worst.
For the record, the motherfucker who committed these acts against him is no longer in the United States of California.
He comes through, but he creeps.
But I don't know how old
he creeps.
He was when he left, but motherfuckers be asking that. And I got to do something, right? because it's just something I gotta do.
Go ahead.
Do your job.
I got my wife, Kimberly Jones, right?
You're a faithful man. Let's go.
She's launching her business.
Okay.
A men's spa called Everyday Chemistry is coming in the next 90 days. So you young ladies, Jason Lee will be giving the release party, the launch party. Y'all stay tuned. As a man, a businessman, and my wife's been a great student. Now she's turned to a teacher. I got to promote that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Wack.
So we cleared that up, though. Dude is in Europe. He ain't, because niggas be talking about he running around New York.
Yo, on some real shit.
Yeah, he ain't.
On some real
Cleared
shit.
that up.
What I will say about Africa Bambaataa, from what my elders told me, he was a dude that was being raped by 2 twin brothers for multiple years.
Means absolutely nothing. I wouldn't give a fuck somebody who violated me, whether or not they was violated. I wouldn't give a fuck about none of that. I'm not even gonna mention that because it don't make no difference. And the fact that he's out of the country don't make no difference either. Because when he was in the country, he didn't do a motherfucking thing about it. Still. So now that he's out the country, now that you say it, now you want to say he's out the country, means absolutely nothing.
Think of brain damage. I'm not making no excuses for him. But this is what goes.
Anytime you gotta say I'm not making no excuses for him, that means you making excuses for him. Weirdo. I'm telling you, that nigga got that what's that shit? Stockholm syndrome. He got that Stockholm syndrome. He got that Stockholm syndrome. Bitch ass.
In the hood. And the hood caters to molestation. Just like
no, it does not. The hood does not cater to molestation. Does it happen? Absolutely. Do motherfuckers that when they find out, do they get fucked up? Absolutely. In the right ones. I mean, because listen, African Bambaataa was running around and he was in hip hop and doing all that type of shit. Ain't nothing happened to him. Motherfuckers knew about it too. Motherfuckers back in the day knew about that shit, didn't do a motherfucking thing about it. Now, that's why I said in certain hoods, absolutely it gets dealt with. But in some other hoods, like he's talking about, because of who he was never checked about. Nothing ever happened to him. Because motherfucker too busy trying to get a bag from him if they associate with him and latch on to him like these bitch ass niggas be doing on the internet, on YouTube. These motherfuckers be like a motherfucker be leeching like a fucking leech. You know a whale when they go through, they got all these different fishes hanging off of them and shit. That's these YouTube niggas is. These fucking gravity takeouts and all these old weird ass straight talk TV and whatever all these other ones is. They got leeches on the fucking whale. That's what they are. And this nigga right here, he's so apologetic for a nigga that violated him. Listen, who the fuck is you? You went to jail for bodies? I mean, was it vehicular manslaughter or something? Like that shit had to be an accident. Because you got too many fucking excuses, especially when you say, I'm not making excuses.
In the hood. Let me finish. Let me cook. The hood.
That secret society.
The hood. No, the hood.
We knocking niggas down playing with kids.
Bullshit.
Wack said it. We knocking niggas down. You're not finna do that in my hood. We knocking niggas down. You niggas is letting motherfuckers walk the earth.
Bullshit. If a nigga play with a kid on my block, he get knocked down.
I'm telling you some shit.
Real shit. Nigga play with a kid on my block, he get knocked down. Plain and simple. I don't know what the fuck. Huh? Yeah.
No. Chris Rock. I think it was Chris Rock. He had a show where he was sitting up there laughing and joking about the uncle, the pedophile, or the stepdaddy that's always there for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners and everybody know about it. And you like, go get the kids out of the living room. There is a fucking pedophile in every family. And we let that nigga live. He never gets the worst of the worst. That motherfucker, the pedophile, dies without nobody. The pedophile touching him. He violates the innocence of every child, and nobody does nothing to him. And my whole thing is like this, right? You know what made me hate the streets? When I seen that niggas could fuck children. I seen niggas could come outside, like in Bronx, for example, where you see niggas come outside at 7 o'clock in the morning to get coffee. The bitch nigga ain't got a job. He waiting for your children to go to Monroe High School. Then he out there at dinner at 3 o'clock because he waiting for them to get on a school bus to fuck your children. You know why I don't like you know why I don't like the streets no more? Why I don't respect the streets? Because I sat back and watched the nigga named Smitty come home from the feds. Now, allegedly, what I'm gonna say is, allegedly, because Smitty said he didn't rat, but the world said that nigga ratted. He got caught with 2 keys on a fucking plane, right? And all of the niggas that called this nigga a rat was having dinner with this nigga. That's when I knew the streets was garbage.
Yeah. No. Your streets are garbage. That doesn't happen everywhere. Just because it happened in your neighborhood doesn't mean that it happened in every neighborhood. I'm sorry. I have to disagree. That's not happening everywhere. That's your neighborhood. So if you want to say, I no longer like the streets in my neighborhood, then say my neighborhood, because that doesn't happen everywhere, homie. Stop it.
See, niggas making sense. You're talking about, well, when he was out here, you know, he was always giving me money. So there is no rules. It's safe to say it ain't safe outside. The streets ain't playing by no rules. So the most foulest.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They just don't play no rules in your neighborhood.
Niggas get love, but the good niggas get death threats.
Hold on, I'm glad you said that. You from the West Coast. You from the West Coast. I want to put that question in your ballpark.
Some rats
no.
And look who shook his hand. Now you have to watch the thing. But after Hassan Campbell finished his speech, take a wild guess. Take a wild guess on who shook his hand after he went on that diatribe and all that and said what he had to say. Guess who shook his hand? Take a wild guess. Okay, here are your choices. Wack 100, Academics, or Tekashi 6ix9ine. Take a wild guess who shook his hand. What would be your guess? You're not watching it. What would be your guess? Who shook his hand? Ding, ding, ding. It would be correct. The rat shook the bitch nigga's hand.
I want to put the whole, wait, let me present the question.
And let's set the record straight. When Smitty came home, I saw him in the center. He said some slick shit, and I said, let's go outside.
Yeah,
he looked at me because he knew what go outside mean. Let's go outside. He said, I ain't going outside with you because he know I was raised by B.O. And he ran with B.O. So he knew what it meant to go outside. And this ain't even a diss to Smitty, because the reality of it is everybody around Smitty calls that nigga a fucking rat. And now you still sitting down at the head of the Zulu Nation knowing that Bam fucked every kid in Bronx River. Let's go.
Wack.
What up?
From everything I'm hearing, again, I'm not in this shit, but I look at you as somebody who is really, you've been up and down, you've been everywhere where the streets are concerned. You hearing what this man is saying about what he's been through.
That's some real shit.
What do you stand on? Because where you...
Before he get what he had to say, listen, I don't give a fuck what you've been through. Let me repeat that. I don't give a fuck what you've been through. Because what you've been through should not change who the fuck you are. If you a real nigga, whatever you've been through, you should come out the real nigga. If you a stand-up dude, whatever you go through, you should come out a stand-up dude. You shouldn't come out some type of explanatory type of nigga that's gonna say, okay, yeah, but you know, he did that and this, and because he gave me some groceries and shit like that, I couldn't do nothing to it. No, that's not how it go. That's not how to go. That's not how to go. 6ix9ine, you'd be correct. That's on rocking snot boxes and turning TVs off allegedly. Right. Whoever you are, when you go through it, you should be the same person you are on the other side. I'm sorry.
Stand on it. I'm looking at you. No, because I have a certain respect about you. So where he's talking about,
I understand you talking to a gangster that was first an innocent victim as a child, right? And from those actions that was happening.
He's incorrect. Hassan Campbell is not a gangster and never has been a gangster, but let's continue.
He didn't even know it. He went through a psychological trip. And then he had to make a decision without no therapy, without none of that shit, on what he was going to do. On the very man that used to give his mother the money when the bills were short or the groceries were short. So in that situation, man, you know, it's all about where your psyche was at. I had to ask him the questions because people always ask these questions. And even outside of these pedophile motherfuckers, we got motherfuckers that's beating women and throwing them in trunks.
Right, let me
We got this punk motherfucker named
let me ask you a question.
beat motherfuckers,
Let me ask
beat
you
a
all the
female, threw her in the trunk.
Right?
That's coward shit, you know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you right now.
Let's just sit up there and say, right? Hassan Campbell ain't man enough to handle the nigga that raped him. Why the community ain't helping him? Why?
Because they're not obligated to. You are responsible for your own shit. Is the community gonna go and do all that time for you? Just like BB Cross said that none of them did anything to Zimmerman. Yeah, because they're not obligated to. The only people that's if you want to put an obligation on anything is the Martin family. Those are the ones who should be if you're gonna put an obligation on anything, it's the Martin family. If you're gonna put an obligation. So the community is not obligated to do nothing for you. Your peoples are the one, if you're gonna put an obligation on anything, which is probably there's really not an obligation, but if you're gonna put one on, it's your immediate family, your brothers, your sisters, your mama, your daddy, that kind of shit. And if none of them did nothing, ultimately it's up to you, homie. If you don't want to do nothing, then you can't expect nobody else to help. You can't expect nobody else to do nothing. Okay, you was young and you did it for a long time, 8 years, something like that. So you probably got used to it. You know, it was a normal thing. You know, hey, it's Tuesday. I gotta go see. I forget about it because he's gonna put some groceries in my mama's refrigerator. That type of shit. So if that's the case, though, it probably can fuck you up mentally to the point where, you could be over here making excuses for that nigga. I mean, it's logical. But at the same time, don't try to portray that you're something that you're not. You're a victim, homie. You've been victimized. So your best play is to play the victim because you're not a perpetrator at all. You're a fucking victim because you have a victim's mentality because you're too busy trying to make excuses for a nigga that did something bad to you. And I don't even know where the fuck you got that from other than being victimized. That's PTSD, all that other shit.
Why is the community? Why are they calling me Hassan Campbell? Why I gotta be made fun of being raped?
And nobody's disrespecting him.
Because you didn't do shit about it. That's why they're making fun of you. And then you want to be a gangster on top of that. So you want to portray some type of gangster mentality and then say that you went to jail for bodies, but you didn't go for the you didn't go to jail for the body you should have went to jail for. That's why they're making fun of you. No problem saying why you went to jail. I went to jail for bodies. Bodies. What about African Baptist? He gave him groceries. That's why they're making fun of you, homie. Because you're making excuses. That's why.
He's cool.
Why is it that?
That's what you said, right? Because Van Body's
They're
cool.
not disrespecting him.
Nobody exposed
This
him.
nigga,
He ain't
the
supposed to
Zulu
be
Nation
accepted.
right now. Zulu Nation is still operating, even though I broke that shit in half. Why niggas is not challenging them niggas saying y'all can't come in this party? Why niggas is sitting up there?
Because it's not their responsibility. Because if you didn't say why this nigga still why you didn't have a say so on why this nigga still living, then you can't question about why a motherfucker still invited to the party then. Because you said it was okay. When you didn't do nothing to that nigga, you said it was okay. And if it's okay with you, it's okay with us. That's how they looking at it.
We're not going to this party.
That's common sense. And y'all can, motherfucker look at me and say whatever. That's common fucking sense. How the nigga that got violated ain't do a motherfucking thing. What am I supposed to do? The nigga that got violated didn't even do nothing. Why I'm supposed to do something more than the nigga that got violated? Fuck you. I'm not going to jail for this nigga. He won't go for jail for himself. Why not go for jail for him? So of course the nigga invited to the party because he didn't okayed it. He didn't say it was basically when you don't do nothing, you say it's consensual. If you a man, woman's different. If you a man and something that happened to you, and you a grown motherfucking man, and you go to jail for bodies, and this nigga still a living, you condone it. What? Shut up.
I had to have me and my peoples do that, and I did it, and it gets to the point where I'm tired. Because you know what you gotta understand? The same way I'm being put on trial, do you know what it's like? My kids is going to school crying.
And you know
because
what?
they don't like what they see going through what they
and
get.
You know what? You know what?
You know why that is? Because you didn't do nothing about it. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say that I found out that my father was played with as a child. And then I found out that my father did absolutely nothing about it. Okay. But let's look at it differently. Let's say that I found out that my father was played with, and then I found out my father did something about it. Excuse me. Let me ask you a question. If you can put yourself in a child perspective and say, hey, how would I feel if my father did something about it in that situation, or if my father did not do anything about it in that situation? What would make me feel better? Knowing that my father, something happened to my father that was bad when they were a child, and then when they grew up, find out that either A, they did something about it, or B, they did not do something about it. What would you rather have? What would you be more proud of? The fact that your father did something about it, or the fact that your father did not do anything about it? Me personally, I would feel much better about it. I'd still be pissed off. I'd feel much better about it if my dad did something about it than if he did not. So if I find out that something like that happened to my father and he did nothing about it, I might cry. Because not only did something happen to him, but he did nothing about it. So that might make me cry because I'm looking at the fact that this dude then did this shit to my dad and he just got away with it scot-free. As opposed to feeling like, yeah, Pops stood up and did his motherfucking thing. I don't see him. He's in prison for the rest of his life, whatever, but Pops did his motherfucking thing.
Feel you, because I got a homie named Messy Marv. He was raped by his father. You know what I'm saying? His father dead right now. And he went back and violated his father. That nigga went back and put a dildo on his daddy's ass.
You heard what he said? We're gonna run that back. Listen, this motherfucker went and found out that his pops did what happened. It's like African Bambaataa, and this nigga Messy Marv went back and violated his own motherfucking daddy. So So if the Popo killed a black man, why should black people be upset? Let this own family loot, riot, protest, right? No, that's your fellow brother, and you should voice your opinion about it, because when that happens, you should absolutely say something about it. But ultimately, doing something directly to the person that did to you, that's on the family. But that doesn't mean that we can't talk about it. That doesn't mean we can't bring it to light. That doesn't mean we can't protest. That doesn't mean any of that. That means that if something gonna happen to that motherfucker, like in the streets, that responsibility is on the immediate family. Everything else, of course, we can protest. Absolutely, we should protest. Absolutely, we should make as much noise and loot and all that shit and tear down buildings and burn buildings, all that shit. Absolutely, 100%. But something that happens directly to the person that did something to your peoples is on them people's people. Just to clarify. Oh, but let's go back and rewind this, because I think it's really important.
You know what? I feel you, because I got a homie named Messy Moore. He was raped by his father. You know what I'm saying? His father dead right now. And he went back and violated his father. That nigga went back and put a dildo on his daddy's ass.
He put a dildo in his daddy's ass because he found out that daddy violated him. This Messy Mar fucked up on drugs right now. He's all over the place. But I'm saying he's a Bay Area rapper from Cali. Found out his daddy did that and went back and did the same thing to his fucking daddy. Now, you think this nigga is capable of doing that? Fuck no, because he liked being a victim. He liked his victimizer.
You know, niggas respond to shit in different
You know why the Zulu Nation broke
big
up?
Messy Moore.
You know why the Zulu
Look, now you talking about the Zulu Nation. No. He gave you a real story. He done told you some real shit. He just disregarded it, of course, because he's a bitch nigga. Listen, he's a victim, but he's also a bitch. Now, whether or not him being victimized made him a bitch, I don't know. But he's a bitch nonetheless. Because you're talking about your kids, you should have been a stand-up nigga. If you was a stand-up nigga, your kids wouldn't be crying right now. Be a stand-up nigga, and you don't have to worry about none of that. I don't get, but quiet as kept. I don't give a fuck if I was 5 or 2 or 3 or 4. You're not finna do nothing with me. You're not finna do nothing. Especially at 13, though. Listen. I can pull a trigger at 6. 5. I can pull the trigger at 5. I don't remember how strong I was at 5, but I probably can pull the trigger at 5. I dare a motherfucker come play with my booty at 5. You finna get. Pops had all kinds of guns too. I'm pulling that trigger. I don't give a fuck. What, you gonna give me life at 5? Fuck you. Messy Mars from the Bay Area, homie. Depot to God. Messy Mar from the Bay. Look him up. He from the Bay.
The Zulu Nation broke up?
Oh, it's some fucked up shit going on in the world.
Let me tell you something.
Real shit.
There was a brother, I'm not going to say his name because he might not want his name out there. There was a brother that his father raped him. His father, not only did he rape him, his father cut his throat. And hung him over a bridge. And everybody in the Zulu Nation know who I'm talking about. He ran a band for help and band raped him too. His father did that to him. Then he ran the band.
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I'm trying to understand. I don't know what it is. And I know we got this shit out there, but I ain't never dealt with this type of shit. Like, I ain't never had no homies outside of Messy Bar that got raped.
Because they ain't gonna tell you.
Big Messy, he got
They
raped.
not gonna tell you. A lot of these killers that's in jail is in jail because they was molested. Boys never tell you.
Yo, and again, I always act accordingly.
What you think niggas is mad at breakfast time
Yo,
for? Niggas wake up at breakfast time ready to eat.
Yo,
What?
son.
Niggas wake up at breakfast time loading their gun up.
Hassan, I'm only.
Oh, knock it off. Niggas waking up. What do you say? Niggas waking up at breakfast time to load their gun up. Shut your goofy ass up. You ain't goofy.
Talking about what
Niggas wake up at breakfast at the store like what?
But I'm saying, don't see that.
See how extra this nigga is? Because he know he's defeated. That nigga know he's defeated. So he's got to stand up, talking about, you know, motherfuckers load up their breakfast and shit with guns or whatever the fuck he said. That's a rah-rah shit. That's that rah-rah shit. See, the more extra you get, the more calm I'm going to get. And you see Wack, he's really calm. He's really calm because he doesn't want you to think that he's some type of threat. So he can match your energy, but he doesn't want you to think he doesn't want you to think that you're influencing him to do anything. No, that's number one. And number two, if you Hassan Campbell is checking Wack 100's temperature. He's checking the temperature. But here's the thing. Hassan Campbell's a simple nigga. Listen, I can gauge a motherfucker's aura, shit like that. Hassan Campbell is a simple nigga that wants to be something other than simple, but he's really a simple nigga because he's getting extra, right? Wack 100 is strategic. You can say whatever you want to say about Wack 100. Wack 100 is strategic, right? And in any situation, you can never, ever let somebody know that you're nervous. That's why Wack 100 is doing these different things. He's doing everything under the sun to make Hassan Campbell know that he's not in any way influenced about his antics, because that's how you diffuse a nigga like that. You diffuse a extra nigga with calmness, because then they don't know how to handle that. Because a nigga be extra, and so the reason why they're extra is because that shit didn't work for them in the past, and then it intimidated, you know, the average nigga, right? But then you got a nigga like Wack, who's probably been in a little bit of combat and dealt with niggas like that. If you did any time, you dealt with niggas like this, right? So you dealt with a nigga like that who's extra, who's new to the penitentiary. Niggas do like this type of shit. New niggas do shit like this. Get all extra, high power, all woo woo, wow wow, all that type of shit, right? And then you get a nigga that's experienced and be like, you know, calm down, homie. Woo, woo, yeah. That's how you diffuse that, right? But in this diffuser, you take away his weapons, because his weapons is rah-rah. When you take a motherfucker's weapons from him, he's weaponless. Because the reason why you extra is you don't have these. Extra niggas don't have these. And the reason why I know this is because I didn't see it firsthand. Extra niggas is extra because they don't have these. They want that extra shit to be their precursor, their intimidator, shit like that. So you walk away, you can get scared, whatever. A motherfucker that'll do all this extra shit, blah, 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 and then you still in their face talking to them, they scared. Get intimidated from that. Listen, Extra niggas get intimidated by calmness. Let me say that again. Extra niggas like this bitch nigga right here get intimidated by calmness. You know why? Because they know what that calmness means. You not doing nothing to this nigga right here. You not doing what you normally happens to this nigga right here. Calmness. Silence is deadly. Calmness is deadly too. Because a extra nigga senses the calmness. First-hand experience, homie.
The energy niggas is saying, why did none of that go towards dude before he left and went to fucking Europe?
Well, whack, man.
Very good question. Listen, and guess what? Hassan Campbell now took off his motherfucking glasses. He took off his motherfucking glasses because he needed to take that extra shit to another level because the extra shit's not working. It's not working on Wack 100 because he's asking him, look, you getting more extra and he's getting more pinpoint with the motherfucking African Bambaataa questions. He pinpointing even more. Like the more extra. Yeah. Okay, but what about that nigga before he went to the pinpoint? Nigga, he getting like this. He like, are we gonna squeeze this shit down even more, nigga? The more extra we get, the more pinpoint these motherfucking question is. Because look, we want to wind it back because Wack 100 asked him, okay, well, what about before that nigga went to Europe? And guess what? He pinpointed.
Hassan, I'm only talking about what
about breakfast at the store, like what? But I'm saying, though, see, that's the energy niggas is saying, why did none of that go towards dude before he left and went to fucking Europe?
Well, what?
You heard what he said. See all this energy, you getting up out your seat, you jumping up and down, all that shit, and we took your glasses off. And again, that's nigga. He felt necessary to take his extra shit to another level. Because that's what bitch niggas do. They see that extra shit's not working, so they want to raise it enough. They want to, what's this shit? When you're playing poker, I see that and I raise. You need to raise. When you play poker, I see your bet and then I raise it. You need to raise it, but guess what? That raise shit don't work either. So he's in trouble. Watch. Look, and I promise you, I haven't even seen the rest of this interview. I previewed it to 1:30. It's 2:01, so there's about another 30 minutes left. I haven't seen none of this, but I can predict what happens. He's gonna get extra and to the point where he knows that the extra shit is not working, and then he's gonna fall back. That's just my prediction, but let's see what happens.
Even bigger than that. Because
hold up. I'm glad you asked that. Africa Bambaataa sat in a room. See how we in this room? That man sat in a room and he apologized to me in front of a room full of people.
That was a
wait a minute. That nigga played with your booty for 5 years and you're gonna accept an apology? I'm done. I'm about to go use the bathroom. But we're gonna hear it. I'm gonna let y'all hear.
That was enough. I love that man.
I know when you say that, people gonna know when you say that.
He loved that man.
To a point to where you accepted it, to a point to where you liked it, to a point to where you embraced it, bro. If a nigga can give you a Bible, but you saying niggas just wake up for practice and all that,
Do not victimize our children by pleasing faggot niggas on the internet that just want to see you diss us on camera.
No.
But hold up.
Bro, listen to what you said.
Listen to what I'm saying. The man
gave you a verbal.
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
That's not enough.
But you're not dealing with this with an articulate mind. You're dealing with it with a dummy mind. You gotta take on the
with a vengeful mind.
You gotta.
We talking like we street niggas,
No, I'm not. You are. I'm talking to you with the DMS and 5.
What you mean
when you break down psychology, the DMS and 5, they deal with psychology. You had a man that sat up there and said, because rape was normal for me. I was being raped since I was 5 years old.
That don't give him the green light to do it to you.
They didn't give him the green light. But what are you gonna do when you see it? If Hassan Campbell don't have it, hit him in the head with the. So it ain't nothing to talk about. If I don't got it in me, if a nigga sit up here and do anything to anybody in this room,
and we got 2 bodies, you say you beat 2 bodies.
I'm a father right now. I stay my fucking ass in the house. I watch my big homie go to jail. I watched my whole team go to jail. All my niggas was going to jail.
I feel like a real question about to come up.
I was the worst nigga out of my whole team.
You never did a lot.
I never did a lot of time. And my whole thing is, when you listen, I want all y'all in here to understand something too.
Wait, hold. Did he say he didn't did a whole? He didn't or did? He did. Did not do a whole lot of time. Let's rewind.
Go to jail. All my niggas was going to jail. I stayed in the house to be a father. I was the worst nigga out of my whole.
So you never did a lot.
Listen, I never did a lot of time.
He said he never did a lot of time. Let me say it one more time.
Ass in the house. I watched my big homie go to jail. I watched my whole team go to jail. All my niggas was going to jail. I stayed in the house to be a father. I was the worst nigga out of my whole.
So you never did a lot.
Listen, I never did a lot of time. And
he said I never did a lot of time. Apparently he beat the bodies. Sometimes when you beat a body, you didn't do it. It's very rarely you actually body the nigga and then beat it. So if you beat the body, you probably didn't do it. There's a good likelihood that if you beat a body, you didn't do it. That's why you beat it, because you didn't do it. Is that a fair assessment? That if you beat a body, that means that you were found not guilty. And because you were found not guilty, that probably means you didn't do it. While you over there bragging about how many bodies you did. So you mean to say that I done did more time for my attempted murder on the police than you done did for a body? You know why you did? You know why that's the case? Because your punk ass probably didn't even do it. You got it with the deal with bodies. Yeah, but you didn't do it though. Goofy ass nigga. That's why you extra in this interview. Goofy ass nigga.
When you listen, I want all y'all in here to understand something too. When you have a child, your first obligation is to your child. Your set do not come before your child.
But that's way later, dude. That's way later. We talking about years ago. Nigga, you was 13 a long time ago. You was 15 a long time ago. You was 17, 18, 21 a long time ago. Long time ago. Did you catch your body while you had children? Did you beat your body while you had children? And this is the reason why you beat your body, because you really didn't do it because you did have children. Goofy ass nigga.
Anytime if I love you, I'm not gonna call on you and ask you to go do a dummy mission knowing you got a baby.
But that situation ain't got nothing to do with your set.
Well, listen what I'm saying to you.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, you can say whatever you want about Wack 100. That's a real question. And this wasn't a question, it was a statement. He said, in your situation, your set has nothing to do with it. And he's absolutely right, because African Bambaataa didn't disrespect the set. They disrespected that nigga. So ultimately, your responsibility to do something to that nigga is Hassan Campbell's. He did nothing. Claims he beat bodies, probably because he didn't do it. Because he never did no significant time on any of bodies. He never did no significant time. You're not bodying niggas and not doing no significant time. I'm sorry. It doesn't happen that way.
So now, do you understand? I'm not, listen, hold up, listen to me. Well, listen, I'm in this building. I'm not in this building by myself. I got niggas in this motherfucker with me. Every man got a...
See that? Telltale signs, bitch nigga. These are bitch nigga telltale signs right here. He said, because he's worried. You know why he's worried? Because the extra shit is not working on Wack 100. And like I said, as I predicted, he's going to have to continue to take it to another notch. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's rewind what he has to say. I think he said, I'm not here by myself. I have 15 other niggas or whatever the fuck he said. He has to continue to escalate it like even more. Like I need to make myself even bigger because it's whatever I'm doing right now is not working. Listen, he's never did any significant time. And it shows. He's never did any significant time because people who do significant time would not. It's not going to be acting like this nigga's acting. They're going to be acting more like Wack, and they're going to be. And they go. Listen, it's going to be a calm contest. I'm going to calmly insult you. I'm going to calmly insult you and say particular things that's going to catch you because you know what I'm talking about. Just like when I said most motherfuckers don't know how hard it is to pierce the skin. That's because motherfuckers didn't catch it because they're not using. But motherfuckers that didn't pierce that motherfucking skin know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Hassan Campbell and Wack 100 are speaking the same language because he admittedly has not done any significant time. So guess what? If you don't do any significant time, you've never been under any significant situations that you had to either be by yourself or rely on your homies for. So then you get an idea of what the homies is for, what they're not for, what you can do, what you can't do, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. That nigga has never done any significant time. He said that, and it shows. Because again, if he was a nigga that was doing any significant time and really putting in that work, it's going to be a calm contest. I'm not going to get riled up with Wack 100. If I was across the thing, because Wack 100 is going to sense that I've been somewhere before. And when we say been somewhere before, I mean doing significant time, which Hassan Campbell has not done. I sense that. I can tell when a nigga done time and when he ain't done time just by what he talk. This nigga's not done never no time. Not even in juvenile hall. I can tell that. Because again, I said the nigga's going to have to extra himself to the point where he's going to have to just keep going farther and farther because Wack's not responding. You know why Wack is not responding? Because Wack has probably seen this same shit over and over and over and over. Most of the time you see this shit right here is in juvenile hall. Motherfuckers ain't nobody did no time. When you get to the level 3s and 4, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and motherfuckers did time before, you start to see this shit less and less. Because you're around real motherfuckers. The higher levels you is, it's more real motherfuckers around you. You know why it's more real motherfuckers? Because the other ones get X'd out the game. These niggas right here get helicoptered. These are what these when I talk about motherfuckers go seeing the helicopter, and when I talk about Chromie 6ix9ine, the deputy, and he made a comment about whatever and this and that and the helicopter, whatever, and why you gonna do this and why you gonna do that? Yeah, this nigga right here is the type of nigga to get helicoptered. helicoptered out of here because you too extra, and motherfuckers gonna feel the necessity to calm your motherfucking ass down because you haven't did no significant time. And if you come in here with all this rah high power shit, you gonna fuck around and catch a flight in the penitentiary.
But that situation ain't got nothing to do with your set.
Well, listen what I'm saying to you. So now, do you understand? I'm not, listen, hold up, listen to me. But listen, I'm in this building. I'm not in this building by myself. I got niggas in this motherfucker with me. Every minute.
Now, notice the contrast. Even 6ix9ine said that he travels by himself. You know why? Because 6ix9ine has figured out that that's more respectable than traveling in numbers. Wack 100 has said, when I travel dolo. That means solo. We watched Drink Champs the other day, and Game said, every time I go somewhere, I travel dolo. You know why? Because that's more respectable than traveling in a bunch of people. Guess what this nigga said? I have a whole bunch of people with me right now. Let's run it back.
You got a baby.
But that situation ain't got nothing to do with your set.
Well, listen what I'm saying to you. So now, do you understand? I'm not, listen, hold up, listen to me. Well, listen, I'm in this building. I'm not in this building by myself. I got niggas in this motherfucker with me.
See the difference? If you rewind, the snitch, Tekashi 6ix9ine said, I pull up on Wack by myself. You know why? Because in real nigga circles, I'm not saying this Tekashi 6ix9ine is a real nigga, but in real nigga circles, pulling up by yourself means is a lot more respectable than pulling up on a whole bunch of niggas. But guess what? The fact that his extraness didn't affect Wack 100 not one iota. He then stepped it up to say, I got niggas in the building. Now watch what I predict that Wack, I've never seen this yet. I haven't seen this yet. I predict that it's not going to phase Wack 100 one bit. Watch. Excuse me. Let's continue.
Every man got to make it home to their family.
This episode is brought to you by Consulting Inter.
Doing your excitement's car. You could search for your next car.
Fucking commercials.
Every man, when you see the U.S. Marines go out there in the Navy, and shout out to y'all, no man is left behind.
But some of them don't come home.
Stop playing.
Even if your man is dead,
Some of them don't come home.
Yo,
But with war come casualties, my nigga.
Listen.
That was strategic. We heard the nigga that allegedly knocked Wack 100 out said that Wack 100 was an old nigga that played chess. Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said, though? That was a shot at what the fuck Hassan Campbell just laid out there. That was a missile. And if you a real nigga, you caught it. If you're not a real nigga that did real time, you didn't catch it. But that's why I'm here, because I'm gonna let you know what just happened. We're gonna rewind in 15 seconds. And look, keep in mind, I don't know if it's gonna happen right here, but keep in mind, Hassan Campbell said, I got niggas in the building, right? Watch how Wack 100 responds, and I'm gonna play it again because we just heard it, but I'm gonna play it again and I'm gonna point out how there was a shot at that nigga, and that nigga felt that shit. Watch this.
Go out there in the Navy and shout out to y'all.
No man is left behind.
Now he had already said he in the building with a nigga. But let's run it back a little bit more. I want to catch where he say got niggas in the building, and then he referred to the military, and we're gonna see what Wack 100's response is, because it's gonna be devastating, and he gonna feel that shit, and he gonna know that he ain't playing with no regular nigga.
I'm not in this building by myself. I got niggas in this motherfucker. Every man gotta make it home to their family.
Oh, you bastard. Motherfucker.
Every man, when you see the U.S. Marines go out there in the Navy, and shout out to
Okay, let's run back.
Hold up, listen to me. Well, listen, I'm in this building. I'm not in this building by myself. I got niggas in this motherfucker.
You got niggas, right?
Every man gotta make it home to their family.
Come on, man.
The premium.
We're just gonna let it play then.
Every man, when you see the U.S. Marines go out there in the Navy, and shout out to y'all, no man is left behind.
But some of them don't.
You know what I mean? Stop playing.
That was a hell of a shot right there. Most motherfuckers not gonna feel what Wack did just then. But real motherfuckers gonna find out. And that's why I'm here to interpret the bullshit. Let's look. He said, I'm here. I'm not here by myself. I got niggas here with me. Right? And then he gonna go to the military, blah, blah, blah. But what did Wack say? Some of them motherfuckers don't go home. He said, but some of them motherfuckers don't go home. Listen, if nobody caught that, this nigga caught that. Cause watch how. I mean, it's gonna have a calming effect on Hassan Campbell. Watch.
Even if your man is dead,
Don't come home. Never war come casualties, my nigga.
Yo, look,
Listen. I look into the eyes. Listen.
When we drop it, man, we'll be in April.
So
when am I gonna get my next song? Because this one you did your renegade shit. When are you gonna deliver the song? When we gonna start releasing this big?
Look, Wack's so uninterested in Hassan Campbell at this point. He then went on and just he done said, "Look, I'm done with you. I done dismantled you. You're not even a factor no more. I don't even want to talk about you no more." 6ix9ine, where the music at?
When can the fans expect the next motherfucking song?
It's really G. We can drop some tomorrow.
No, I want to say.
I want to ask a real question because I know what's gonna happen. And it's for 6. This for Don right here. Listen, real talk, because niggas gonna have a lot of conversation. Be like, yo, who the niggas really with 6ix9ine co-sign?
Oh no, these niggas with the bullshit.
No, you're right. But hold on, you're right. But this is why I gotta ask a question that everything can get shut down. In reality, when it comes to 6ix9ine, when it comes to everything I've done,
see, they're not even listen again. That's why I said that shot was so nuclear weapon like that they didn't got off that nigga. They talking about 6ix9ine. Okay, he was doing this back and forth with that nigga, but they sized you up and they said, look, you're not even talking about no real shit. Because you defending this nigga, they don't even want you. I mean, that's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're supposed to be on some gangster shit. Because you said you was gangster, whatever, you did bodies and everything, but now you defending this nigga and you didn't open your mouth too much and nobody respects you now and Wack and diffused you and they don't even want to talk about you no more.
As I said, I've seen you before. in reality, I've seen you before.
So we gonna fast forward until they get back to this nigga.
So I'm gonna get
That's the baby right there.
No, where the pressure? It wasn't no
There's
pressure
no
when he was
hand,
picking
bro.
up.
Like,
I love Colin.
pull this shit, bro.
Yo.
Niggas know it's first.
Yeah, they
Got
still
some
talking about
fake ass
6'9".
niggas.
Come on.
They gonna say to me-
That's what you gotta do. I
Yo,
swear.
they gonna say to me,
I don't care.
What I want for y'all, right? When y'all look in each other's eyes, man, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. If a nigga start something, y'all turn it up.
That's what it is, bro.
See, now he being extra again. He said, what I want for y'all is if it don't start, then it won't be nothing. And if it's something, we gonna turn up. Nigga, but you ain't turn up on African body though. You can't say nothing, nigga. That's the everybody. That's gonna be the canned response, nigga. Fuck you and what you got to say, because you ain't turn up on nothing you supposed to turn up on. Watch.
What I want for y'all, right? When y'all look in each other's eyes, man, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. If a nigga start,
Won't start nothing, won't be nothing. He started with your booty, nigga. He started with your booty. And it wasn't nothing. He started with your booty and it wasn't nothing. So what is you talking about? Extra, nigga. You really real extra. Why you so extra? And you talking about don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. When a motherfucker started with you and it still wasn't nothing. A nigga out of the country and you talking about he done gave your mama some money. You done admitted to prostitution and everything. You admitted to being a whole ass nigga and everything. Fuck you mean? I want that for you. Starting on be nuts. Shut the goofy ass up.
something, y'all turn it up.
That's what it is, bro.
When niggas start something, y'all turn it up. So everybody goes home to their kids. Respect. If it got to be up, all my niggas got a family. Everybody, niggas is sending their kids to college and everything else. See, I'm not like that other nigga that used to run with me that want to hang with the young boys. I love to hang with y'all, but I don't want to put you in trouble. I know you niggas is monsters. I don't want y'all niggas standing around me and I get mad. We all gonna kill everything. My OGs.
You gonna kill everything except African bed bottom. Shut your goofy ass up.
All the niggas behind me is 10 years older than me. Damn near. And you know why? Because they counsel me. My job is to counsel y'all. You are. Black America ain't shit without you. Black.
What's that? Huh? I can't hear you. Oh, 2.5. When we're done.
America ain't shit without you. Blood of a saved, blood of a slave, heart of a king. Take back what they took from us. Take back what they took from us. Listen, if we come together, we leave together. Respectfully, but understand, every last one of these soldiers that all got children to go home to, so we make decisions wisely.
Why do you hire niggas with children? If you're worried about their children, why do you hire niggas with children?
But if it's up, it's up. It's up and it's stuck, nigga. If it's up, it's up. It's up and it's stuck. Let's go.
See, he extra. He too extra. He too extra. Be real. If it's up, it's up. If it's up, it's up. Such a goofy ass up because it wasn't up with that for Brooklyn Bambaataa. Such a goofy ass up.
You know what I'm talking about. We know what we on. A lot of niggas act like they got this street shit. If it's up, then it's time to turn that switch on, we turn it on. That's it.
Look at him. Still being extra. You extra because you feel you have something to prove. Because they didn't already question you about why you ain't did this extra shit. And where was all this extra shit? Extra energy when it came to African Bambaataa. Which is a legitimate question. Where's all this energy? Where's all this sudden energy coming from?
This is my last question. And then anybody else could chime in with their opinion or their question. This is what I've realized today. Because here's what everybody tell me. And let him talk. The conversation when I say, listen, I seen before. All right.
Oh, y'all niggas.
I'm finished.
Rest in peace to Tito Cruz. Shout out to my brother Luke. Oh, everybody. Man, man, listen. It is.
I don't think they're gonna say anything more significant.
Portland Ave, that's my. Say I didn't call everybody. Say I didn't put the pressure on everybody.
There's nobody in Rockwood to do something.
Yo,
That gotta be something.
fuck the whole.
Hold on.
Everybody know we don't look at that's going on.
Say I didn't call everybody. Say I didn't put the pressure on everybody.
There's nobody in Rockwood to do something.
Yo,
That gotta be something.
fuck the whole world trigger. Except for the children in the elders. I want everybody over there.
I got one question for 69.
That nigga said fuck Bronx River. He robbed everybody over there. Okay.
I got one question for 69. Okay, no, you my man's.
So now they playing. They only got like 12 minutes left.
So for anybody who
Photoshop.
It is a test.
Yeah, they-
The test is, right? Because we like when you go to the first grade, then you go to the second grade.
It's a
then you go to the
fact.
third
You
grade.
graduate.
Right now, we graduate.
It's a fact.
The next situation is to see every last one of y'all as entrepreneurs.
Yes. It's a fact. It's a fact.
So now, so now, what I want people to understand with y'all, you were a millionaire, yeah, and he become a billionaire, yeah. Tyler Perry opened up schools.
You open up schools. You open up black homes.
We gonna get back. We definitely gonna get back.
So no. So what it is when the next time I see you, like for me, I'm gonna tell you for me. Right now, I'm struggling with this shit.
Yeah.
But if I get in a position to make the money that he made,
Right.
those niggas right there, every last one of them, I don't even want to be their friend if they don't go put a deposit on the house.
Gangster.
And you gonna get it from me.
Shut your goofy ass
If
up.
you still
I don't even want to hear what he had to say anymore. I'm done. Because you ain't did no significant time. 4. But I don't even want to hear what he has to say. Because, he's not done no significant time. He's not done any significant damage to African Bambaataa. You can't tell me a motherfucking thing about a motherfucking thing. Motherfucker violated you from the age of 5 to the age of 13. And you didn't do nothing to that nigga. And you made excuses for that nigga by saying that he gave money to your moms when your moms didn't have no money. Nothing you can say. Nothing. And then you conducted yourself on this interview in a manner that absolutely confirms the fact that you ain't did no real time for no real shit, because you said you didn't caught bodies, but ain't did no significant time. How the fuck is you catching bodies and you ain't did no significant time? The reason why if you didn't beat several cases, if not multiple cases, that was homicide in nature, and you ain't did no significant time. It's only a couple of ways that you can kill somebody and not do any significant time. First one is self-defense, which is almost never the case. That's number one. Number two is if you were engaged in some type of illegal activity and somebody died, and you end up snitching on your co-defendants, and that he didn't do any significant time. The third way is you didn't do it, which would mean that you probably shouldn't be bragging about what you was accused of because you had nothing to do with that. So, in short, Hassan Campbell is a bitch. The hood trucker said that because you want to claim bodies that you had nothing to do with because you beat them, and the only reason you beat them is if you have an O.J. Simpson type lawyer team, which you didn't. I guarantee you didn't, and then or you didn't have anything to do with it, and you had a significant public defender who spent the time because they feel like you did. He felt like you didn't do it, and he felt some type of an obligation to get you out of that. Other than that, you ain't beat no cases, homie. You ain't fight your own case. I never heard you say that you went pro per like I did and then beat your case. You ain't do that. You want to call Wack 100 a dummy? Use a dummy too, because you are battling with somebody who's done significant time. You don't even know what that's like. So I don't even know why you was trying to just be yourself, homie. Be yourself. You just like you said, he at one point in the interview, you said that Wack 100 is dumbing down the interview or whatever. No, you were dumbing down the conversation because you were trying to have a conversation to intimidate someone who's done significant time when you've not done significant time. That's impossible. That's impossible. Because when you've done significant time, you come to a point where you reach a certain level of mental awareness to the point where you can sniff out a bitch nigga as soon as he opens his mouth. Anybody that's done significant time will tell you that. I can sniff out a bitch nigga like a drug dog. Because it's too obvious. It's obvious. That's why I preface this whole live with the fact that I'm a truck driver, not a truck operator. I know a truck operator when I see one, and I see a truck driver when I see one. Just like I know an inmate and I know a convict when I see one. I know an inmate and I know a convict. Because it's a difference. A significant difference. And we saw in the interview how Hassan Campbell would be an inmate and Wack 100 would be a convict. Because Wack 100 was too extra, and he had to continue to elevate his extraness to try to intimidate Wack 100, but it wasn't working. All the way to the point where they didn't even want to hear Hassan Campbell speak anymore. They were done with him already. And I'm eating them sour Skittles, so it makes more. They were done with him. I didn't want to hear nothing else he had to say. The rest of it was chaos, and he chimed in, whatever. But he didn't already say what the bulk of what showed his ass, so to speak, was already said. And Wack already was like, this dude was a clown. And I think, you know, Hassan, like Wack said, Hassan went and looked at the interview and got upset. And so that's why he started to release all these phone conversations that were illegal, and it's probably going to take his channel down. So, a couple of things that Hassan Campbell didn't realize. One, don't try a nigga that's done significant time if you've never done significant time. That's number one. Number two, don't ever underestimate a nigga got money. That nigga finna hire a lawyer to no real benefit other than to destroy your channel. Excuse me. So we're approaching 3 hours. Awesome live. Listen, to those of y'all showed up, I appreciate y'all showing up. I know it's late on the East Coast. 10, 11, 12, 1. It's almost 2 o'clock on the East Coast. Listen, y'all can come back for the replay. But look, we established Hassan Campbell is a bitch. We showed it. we explain why. So it is what it is. And everything that Hassan Campbell does at this point from here on out is bitch shit, because he's disputing. I seen a live. He's disputing. I didn't know at the time, but he's disputing different things that Wack said that were absolutely 100% true. He did ask him why he didn't get at African about it, all that stuff. So if you see that live, he absolutely did. So watch the Spotify. Whether I think you would be better suited to watch all the Wack 100 and Hassan Campbell interviews before you watch the Spotify, because they'll give you a little bit of some things to look forward to. Absolutely watch this live because I point out at certain points when Hassan Campbell is being a bitch, but it's hard for him to not be a bitch because that's who he is. And it is what it is. So we're gonna get out of here. Thanks y'all for stopping by, hanging out with the Hood Trucker on a Friday. Check out the replay. Like, subscribe, Cash App, PayPal. We appreciate the donation. We appreciate the help. Keep the channel going. And with that, we're gonna get back at you real soon. Take care.